Hello and welcome to the Infernal Gaming Podcast. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and all other major platforms. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, make sure you like and comment, or else.
My boy Eknight, we back, man. We back with another great podcast, man. It's just me and my boy Eknight today. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk games like we always do. We're going to talk games. But as always, let's start this off the traditional way. You know, what you've been playing, man. Tell the audience what you've been playing lately. Man.
All right, so I've been playing some Helldivers, some Halo as per usual. I also picked up a new game called Haste. It's like it's an indie game off of Steam. It's like a endless roguelike runner. You know what I mean?
That sounds crazy.
It's pretty dope. It kind of reminds me of like Sonic, but without all like the ridiculous. I want to say like the like Sonic Adventure stuff. Like it's not like crazy like you're jumping from skyscraper or some crazy shit like that. It's like more of like you're just trying to like time your landings perfectly so that you keep your momentum, and then you're like dodging obstacles and stuff. It's pretty cool, and it's kind of like a chill game. If that makes sense.
Okay.
It's kind of low key.
I like that. I might have to check that out. That's on Steam?
It's on Steam. I think it's like $15-20.
I have to check that out, man.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's chill. It's relaxing. But aside from that, I've been playing what's it called? It's Monster Hunter, and then we've been playing some Doom, and I've been playing Repo.
Yeah, I forgot to add that to the show notes. I want you to
fucking love that game.
Yeah, I want you to do a review of that when we get to the
it's good, but go buy it.
Yeah, I mean
that's my review.
It's like $10.
It's like $10. Go buy the game. I mean, like you if you got friends, you got friends. If you don't got friends, you can still play single player. It's just not as funny. But yeah, it's fun. I actually have a video coming out on that on the YouTube channel soon.
Ooh.
So I've been working on a lot of that on the download. But yeah, no, Repo's good. It's cheap. It's like Lethal Company. It's 6 players by default, but you can mod it like Lethal Company. It's pretty much like it's definitely like a clone, but it does its own spin on it. So like it's pretty enjoyable. I like it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, man. I like that.
What have you been playing?
Shit, what have I been playing, man? Well, when we get to it, we're gonna be talking about it. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Been playing the fuck out of that.
Okay.
Been playing the hell out of that. Been playing Monster Hunter. I mean, just every once in a while, just logging in, doing a couple of hunts.
Yeah. I haven't tried out the new title update yet, but I'm gonna do that probably today at the time of recording.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then as of recording this podcast, it's April 6th, so the new season of Duty is out. Verdansk is out. We back in Verdansk.
Is it everything you hope for?
Get to that later. What else have I been playing? I feel like I've been playing something else other than those 3. I feel like to be honest, it has literally just been Assassin's Creed and Monster Hunter. You check out
that Schedule one game I've been hearing
about? Man. I haven't checked that out, nor Repo. Everybody's been telling me to get Repo. I'm trying to set up a stream for that. Get that going maybe this Saturday coming up. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I'll let you know when I get my schedule together later on. Yeah, I've really been playing like 2 games, and we're kind of going to break it down now. So we're going to get to the review section because we got like 4 games we're going to review. Because I really want Eknight to talk about this Repo game because I haven't played it. I've watched people play it, but I'm one of those people like now in my streaming career, my content creating career. It's like I see a trend that's obviously a trend. You know what I mean? And it's not really a long-term trend. I kind of just tell myself, like, all right, let's just skip that one. You know what I mean? Like Lethal Company, I really didn't stream a lot of that. I really didn't get too much content out of that. I did enough content, but that was one of those games that just kind of came and went. It was here. It was the big thing for like a month or two, and then it just kind of plateaued out. I mean, it went down and plateaued out. I mean, like
Well,
every game
well,
does.
yeah, I think the creator of that game, I mean, he's been adding a bunch of stuff to it.
Right.
But he's also working on another horror game. That's I think is a single player experience from what I've been hearing. So that might be why it's not like it's got its all like I said. I think like many podcasts back when it was popular. It's gonna have its own little audience. And I
Right.
think
Right.
with Repo, there's going to be a blend because Repo offers something that's a little bit different, but it's still the same style formula. Like you go
Yeah.
in, get the junk, you avoid monsters. You can actually fight back. With some of the they got guns in there too. It's got goofy dynamic physics, which is probably why it's going to probably have maybe just as long a shelf life as Lethal Company, because
Hmm.
that's kind of its hook. It has a cool feature where you type out text in game chat if you don't want to use the voice chat.
And this is Repo,
And
right?
yeah, this is Repo.
Okay.
And it'll read it in a robot voice. And depending on where you're looking, like if you're dead, it'll whisper it, or if you're crouched, it'll whisper it. But if you look up or down, it'll change the pitch of the voice too. So
That's cool.
it's got a bunch of little neat little quirks, and overall, it's just a fun game to play with friends. So like I can see where you're coming from, where it's like it's a trend, but like in terms of like a game that's just fun to play with the homies, like this is one you should definitely pick up, and it's only $10,
What do you
which is
rate it?
another reason why you should try it. The only thing I think that might not be great is that it's only on Steam. It's only on PC.
Yeah.
So if you see ads for like on console,
That's
it's
a
not
fake
there.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I've been
one.
telling people that. Yeah.
Yeah, the devs have literally been put out a video on it and said, yeah, that it's literally only on PC. Like you can't get it anywhere else. So any ads you see is just a clone, someone just ripping off the game.
It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Because there's one for that Schedule 1 game on console too that I seen
I'm
somebody
not gonna
review.
lie. I thought Schedule One was like a GTA parody for a sec,
Yeah.
like the way it is, but it's like a sim game.
Yeah, it's a simulator. You know, that's like the big thing right now is the simulator games. People love the
Oh
simulators.
yeah, dude. They're like I don't know. Like I can't watch people play them, but when I play sim games, it's like it like scratches an itch to my brain that I enjoy. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's I guess it's like just completing tasks and mindlessly, and then you're like you do kind of have like a set goal for whatever you're trying to do. There was a game that's similar to it, I think, and it was like what was it called? Uh Fuck, it was like a drug. It was like trading card simulator game was one
Oh
of them,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
I
before
see.
that, there was another one that was like a weed shop simulator or something like that. And
Hmm.
then before that, you had like, you had the vehicle simulators, and then like I think the lawn mowing one was kind of fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Um, and power wash simulator.
That one's pretty fun. I actually played that when it was
I
on.
want to play that one. That one would
It
actually
was still
be.
on Game Pass, I think. So you have
Oh,
Game
it's on
Pass.
Game Pass. I don't even have to buy
Yeah,
it. Let's
that's what I
go,
was playing. That's what I was playing it on Game Pass. Yeah, I just think for me, a lot of times when I see these like little small indie games that come out and they end up like dominating like Twitch charts and all that stuff, it's just like, yeah,
bro.
this is cool for the moment, but
Well,
like,
I
how
think
long are
it's
we really going to be playing this? You know what I mean? Like,
I and
how long are we going to be playing this game? Like, it's a
I,
cool quick hit, but I don't know.
bro, I honestly, I kind of like have to counter that with like why, why do you want to play it long term? Some
Um,
games you play
it's
are come and go. Like it just is
it's
what it
it's
is,
it's not that I want to play it long term. It's just that I think for the people that I'm around, right? Like at least the content creators that I'm around, right? A lot of them are just like always looking at what like is like popping right now. So it's like when Monster Hunter fell off, like everybody was just like, "Oh, I'm done streaming Monster Hunter." I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I went from streaming. I forget what night it was. I was streaming something, and it was like I had like 8 viewers like the whole time. And
Yeah,
then as soon as I got on Monster Hunter, I went up like 20 something views, and I only played it for like 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean? And it's like if
dude.
you looked at the Twitch charts, it just wasn't doing nothing. I had more better viewership on that than I think I was playing like Duty or something. I don't know what the fuck I was playing, but it's like I think a lot of times, like a lot of people around me are just looking at like what's popping right now. What are the big streamers playing? What are the Twitch charts look like? What
Like
content is doing
like
good?
I get that from like a content
Yeah,
creator point of
exactly.
view, but
Yeah,
from
I
like
get
a
it too.
regular ass like I'm play like the game indie game I mentioned earlier that I was playing, like Haste. I'm
Yeah,
not streaming that. I'm just playing it. I
right,
only mention it on here because it's what I'm playing.
right.
Like, but that's also a game that's like I think once I beat it, I'm probably gonna uninstall it and just let it go. But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, it was a fun game. But to my point, I'm saying like from your point of view as a content creator, I can see like you're trying to make some sort of long term growth with a game that has long term. But like I think what the appeal is and what these little indie hits happen, because I don't think Schedule One is going to last for like and once GTA 6 comes out or something like that, or even if GTA 6 wasn't coming out, I don't think that would last either because it is also like an indie game. Like we live on the internet, time flies faster technically on the internet, so like a game that came out a week ago is basically like almost half a month old or like 2 months old.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
We
So
in the
like
TikTok era, man. Everything is
bro, literally, well, it's not even the TikTok era. It's just like how things live on the internet nowadays. Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
last week's controversy might as well be a year ago. But
right.
in general, like with repo, I feel like it's going to be, it's going to stand on its own two wobbly ass legs for a good minute, probably until like the end of the year. And then we're going to get probably some shit like Jump Ship. And that's going to be like the new repo style game, the new 4-man co-op game where you go in and do stuff, right? And I don't have any gripes against any of that because it's like gamers are gonna go to whatever their favorite streamers are gonna see and then go play that because it looks fun, and then they're gonna have fun. And then the question is like, are you playing the games because you want to play them? Or are you playing the games because other people are telling you to play them? And then when you do play them, are you actually having fun with them?
I think for me, again, I'm gonna speak as a content creator because I feel like the best way for even both of us to speak is at, as a content creator. I think for me, been doing this as long as we both been doing it. To be honest, it's like I just kind of want to stick to like what I know and what I do, and kind
Hmm.
of build around that realm. Like if I add a new game like Monster Hunter to my resume of games that I play, or like even when I jumped on Diablo and Diablo came out, I was playing and streaming a lot of Diablo, and it was kind of came out of nowhere in a time where I was streaming a lot of like Call of Duty and other things.
Hmm.
It's like I want to just kind of stay in the realm of like what I'm known for. You know what I mean? Like I don't really care about like I've never looked at like Twitch metrics. I've never been the type of person like my man. I'm streaming the Metal Gear games. You know what I mean? Games
Right.
that came out almost a decade ago or more. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
just kind of play like what I want to play, but I feel like as a content creator, a lot of times we're kind of forced to kind of look at the metrics sometimes and see what's doing good and what's not doing good and kind of build our content around that. And I just don't want to do that because I don't like the best example I can give you is this because I told somebody this and this was literally my reason of why I didn't buy repo. I'm gonna buy it because I want to stream it because people keep asking for it. It's $10. Like it's whatever. If I stream it once and never play it again, it is what it is. But it's like I remember this one time a friend invited me to play this game called Disney Speedstorm, right? It's like a
Oh God.
free to play kart racing game,
Yeah, I
right?
remember that. Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
I played that shit, man. My viewership went crazy for some reason, man. I got all these new followers. I met like one of the top Disney Speedstorm partnered streamers followed me. We played a race or two. He killed me, he bodied me. You know what I mean? But like it was crazy. And it's like I played it that one Saturday and literally never streamed it again. So
Right.
when those people came around to my community again, like, hey, like, when are you playing Disney Speedstorm? I'm like, I mean, I guess I could play it like next week, but it's just like it's not in my catalog of games that I play. Like, I would love to introduce more, like newer games and stuff, but it's just like to me, it's like I've already kind of got like a thick list of games that I kind of rotate in and out week
Mhm.
by week in my schedule. And it's like to just add these like small little quick hit games that are only
Right.
going to be good for like that they have a shelf life to me of like maybe just because we got to break it down for us as content creators in content. So it's like its shelf life is literally like I can maybe do 2, 3 videos, TikToks. I can maybe do a stream or two, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like it's on to the next thing. You know what I mean? And I'd rather just build I've always been the type of person, maybe for about a year or two now, like Imma just stick to what's in my garden. I mean, if I add a new game like Monster Hunter, it's something that I'm kind of like building up to. You know what I mean? And it's weird to say it like that, but that's really how it is. Like we were playing Monster Hunter Rise a lot last summer into like
Mhm.
the fall, and I was telling people, hey, when this new game Monster Hunter Wilds comes out, I'll be playing that a lot. You'll see that on the stream schedule.
Mhm.
And ever since it came out, you've seen it every week or at least every other week. I mean, bi-weekly. I mean, so it's like it's one of those things like if I do a game like Repo, which we're probably going to do this upcoming Saturday, it's going to be like a collab type thing. It's going to be something I do with the homies. I mean, just for
Mhm.
content, just to kind of break out of the norm a little bit. I mean, but it's like I'm not going to build my entire content around that. And then my problem with that is if I do stream it, then I got people who are gonna be coming to me. When you streaming repo, it's like, bro, like I'm not doing it. And I kind of learned my lesson from that with Power World. Like Power World was here, it was there. I love Power World still. Don't get it wrong. The
Yeah.
only reason I'm not playing Power World is because it's not fucking crossplay. And I feel like that is a game that you just want to maximize your player count on. Like I don't want to just be stuck to my PC friends. I got Xbox friends who've had the
Right.
game since day one that I want to play with, and I can't play with them. So when
Right.
crossplay comes out, I've been telling people that game will be on the schedule at least once or twice a month. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
that's a game I want to incorporate into my resume, like what I'm known for, what you come and watch BLAZEDx Inferno for, what you come to my TikTok and see. You know what I mean? So that was a long-winded, way of answering your question, but yeah, like I have no problem with these games. I just don't like how like smaller content creators like us just kind of feel the need to jump onto these bandwagons. Like the minute something new comes out and they see that, oh, it has 200K viewers on Twitch. Let me stream this because I'll maximize my viewership. When it's like in reality, I've literally played game like no bullshit. Like this is free game right now. I'm giving y'all free game, free fucking game. I've literally been the only content creator streaming something on Twitch and got the most views than a game like Call of Duty or like what other games do I play that I mean I play a lot Fortnite, I mean, or something like that. I mean, I've literally had a higher viewership playing a game like Disney fucking Speedstorm, and I was the only person streaming it, or Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm the only person streaming it, or Rise of Ronin, and I'm the only person streaming it, than these bigger games. So free game, just kind of play what you play, man. You know what I mean? I said like take it from E-Night. I mean, people say Halo's a dead game, but
Who did?
my bro stay growing off of that game. I mean, he stay growing. Every time I see him streaming it, he's got good viewership. He's got something going on. You know what I mean?
That's just
His
because I
chat
like
is full.
Halo.
Yeah, like
And I found people that also like Halo.
exactly. And I think a lot of times, like as content creators, we're just kind of forced to just look at metrics and oh, this is hot right now. Let's jump on it. And it's just like are we gonna be doing this long term though? Like it's cool for a quick hit or two, but like, are we gonna be doing this long term? A lot of times, I just kind of let trends kind of run past
Uh,
me. This isn't even for like newer games. Like when a new game drops, like I'm not quick to oh shit, I need to stream it. Like everybody was like, yo,
right.
why aren't you streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows? Because I don't want to. I want it to be my offline game. I can relax. I can chill. I can
So
play when I
so let
want.
me let me
You know
let
what I mean?
me kind of like
Go ahead, bro.
kind of like
Go ahead.
I guess talk because I don't normally play games based off of a what's popular metric.
As you
I
should.
play I play games that I enjoy because honestly, I don't think anyone wants to watch me play a game. I go, oh, that's cool. Oh wow, interesting. Like I don't think if you're enjoying the game, you're more likely to produce the best amount of content, which is why like I'll play Halo 2 times a week, and then I have Helldivers, which I enjoy thoroughly. I'll just lock
Right.
in and just play with a little small little crew I got that loves Helldivers. I'll switch that off periodically to play some Starship Troopers, Extermination, which is like first person bugs only type game. But then like I like to experiment. I like to try new things and stuff like that too. Like I did an Avowed Impressions stream. I've never done something like that before. It's more like, hey, I'm gonna check out this game, and see what I kind of like think
Right.
about it
Right.
without
Yeah.
like getting super tainted by like whatever is going on YouTube or whatever's
Right.
going around with the
Right.
game and shit like that. I'm gonna give it a fair shake and like and I like doing that. I did that with kind of been doing that with like Splitgate 2 came out. I was actually excited for that. Had a great time playing that game. The game was a lot of fun. Mecha Break. I'm fiending for that game. I am literally mad that they didn't even announce the end date of the beta. So I had put up a stream schedule for it, and it was like one of my people in my mods was like, "Hey, by the way, the Mecha Breaks, not Mecha Break isn't live anymore." And I was like, "What the fuck? When? Like, why? Why?"
Right.
So I don't go after games that I think are going to be popular. I go after games that are like fun because I feel like I'll enjoy them, and then people that I'm playing with will enjoy it too. So Monster Hunter Wilds, I enjoyed World, I enjoyed Rise. I knew I was gonna like Wilds, so I usually just stream it. I've been streaming it like once a week on a Sunday, which is probably what I'm gonna do tonight.
Right.
Um, but it's I don't know. The repo thing is more or less like the same thing with Lethal Company. I enjoyed the gameplay of it. I enjoyed the hijinks that ensue. I think it's a funny game. I think it's a lot of good gameplay. And then like, when I get my fill of enjoying it and stuff like that, I'll probably move on to the next thing, but or go back to it a little bit later on and try and get people to play with me again. Um I think a lot of it has to do is the fact that the gaming industry or in general uh is just dropping decent games in the indie scene, and there's a lot of them, and people just like, oh, this game's great, and then another game will be out for months, right? Because I don't think Repo had like a just dropped and everyone was like in love with it. I think it was out for a good couple weeks, kind of like how
Yeah.
Helldivers was,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then people were like, oh my god, have you played this game? And then word of mouth spread, and everyone was like, holy shit, and then they started playing it. Um, so I think it's more or less like you have an indie game, people it's a unique take on a either old formula or a new spin on a current formula, and then
Right.
people are like, oh, this is fun, and then you have bigger content creators that obviously popularize it, and then you have people who don't really make content and they just post funny clips from time to time of their gaming sessions, and that also helps it out too. And I'm pretty sure like in another month or two we'll find another indie game that'll go crazy.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
I my main point is just like I don't look at I don't look at it as like I'm gonna build a community around this popular game. Like I look at it as like I'm already in like a certain community. I'm gonna see if these community members are probably gonna like this game the way I like it. And some of them do. Some of them actually go out and buy the game and play with me, and some of them, they just watch and enjoy the hijinks that ensue. So like, and I feel like as a player just wants to have fun. right? Or enjoy the
Right.
game that they're playing. So they often looked to content creators, not just larger ones, but I guess smaller ones where they can actually like interact with on like an almost direct basis to like kind of like get good recommendations.
Yeah. I think like again, like just being in the spirit that we're in, like content creators and creating content, it's like every week it seems like there's a new game being put on my table. Somebody's asking me to buy for us to
Hmm.
stream once or twice and then kind of throw it off. I mean, it's cool for like tax reasons if I want to do it that way, but like I just kind of want to at this point in my content creator career just kind of centralize my content around like what you can come to me for. I mean, you
Hmm.
can come to me for a good story mode game. I mean, like a lot of these games, like again, especially with the story mode games, once I beat them, they're gone. But it's kind of like for me, why I've always liked the story mode Sundays. What I'm about to do as soon as we're done this podcast is like I like that I can just kind of enjoy a story, with my community, make a little bit of content off of it by throwing up the VOD on YouTube. People watch it that way and kind of follow my journey of playing the game that way. Um, but if it's like these games like Schedule One and stuff like, I'm not buying.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
Schedule One looks. It's co-op, by the way, which I think is probably
yeah,
what is more appealing to it. But I think it looks like a standard indie game title that has its good simulation mechanics around it, and it's going to be probably popular for like I don't know, maybe a month and a half, unless something they add like crazy updates that keep it going. But like again,
yeah,
it's like literally last week, before that game out, it was all about repo, and now it's all about Schedule One, and then it'll be about out of the next game, whatever that might be. I'm honestly drawing a blank on what's supposed to be coming out right now. But in general, I think maybe the reason you know what, I want to kind of twist this theory. It's kind of go into the what we're gonna probably talk about the most. I want to say that the reason maybe a lot of these indie hits, and you can call them trends, but I feel like the reason why we're getting a lot more hits on the indie titles or the smaller, lesser known studios is probably their pricing. I feel like
yeah.
a lot of these
I
games
think
are
you're right.
cheap.
Yeah, I
A
think
lot
you're
of these
right.
games like are shown to have a wealth of content that seems fun and enjoyable, whether it's story, challenge based, or just straight like competitive multiplayer. Uh, they seem to offer something that a lot of the AAA games don't seem to offer anymore, or attempt to offer, but fumble really fucking badly.
Yeah, you might be on to something. You might be on to
Um,
something.
so I'm gonna honestly make a kind of like a soft prediction here for the rest of the year. I feel like even if GTA 6 comes out, and it may come out at the end of the year, so
Right.
that might fuck up my prediction. But if it does come out at some point, I still think like we're still gonna have the same thing where GTA 6 is gonna be hyped for about a month, and then everyone's gonna go on to the next thing.
I
Like
don't
not
agree with that. I don't agree
I'm
with
not
that.
like in the like the traditional like, oh
I
my
know
god,
what you're
in GTA
saying.
you like
Yeah.
literally it'll be like, oh, have you guys heard of this game? While everyone's still playing GTA 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the
Okay.
coverage and the
Yeah, I
and
see
the
that.
the algorithms will be like it'll probably shift from like GTA 6 release to GTA 6 RP, whatever. But like you're still gonna have like another game title that's gonna pop up and be like, oh, the sleeper hit? I don't even know about this game. What? I didn't even hear about this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel like that's gonna come out like a month or two after GTA 6 drops.
I'm gonna keep
And
it. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm gonna give you. I want to clip this too.
all right, we'll
Content
see if I'm
review.
right or not.
Nah, real shit. I think we both gonna be right because I'm about to say something too. I think, and this is a long-winded thing that I don't want to get into. Maybe another podcast. We could talk about the whole podcast, right? But I really think GTA 6 it's gonna do good. We know that. We know it's gonna do good. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's gonna go
Nah, it's
crazy.
gonna be unplayable at launch. Multiplayer is gonna be trash, and
It,
everyone's
I
gonna hate
I
it.
honestly think that the game. I think you hit it on the nose. I think the game is gonna be kind of like for the normies, right? The casual 2K player, the Call of Duty player. This is going to be the greatest game of all. It's going to be absolute sin, right?
Mm.
I think I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is like the last time like Rockstar can kind of get away with the formula that they've been doing since I would say like GTA 4, right? Like I think Rockstar does an incredible job at narrative. They are just so good at narrative, dog. They are just the best at making a great narrative game with a real good open world. Like again, Red Dead Redemption 2 is just like,
Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are fantastic.
yeah.
Even the spin-off with the zombies is good too.
Like they've
Um
never not made a character that isn't talked about forever. Like Arthur Morgan is some of people's favorite
yeah, people still reference
characters.
CJ from San Andreas
Yeah,
too. Like yeah, they got a strong story writing staff
but the
and
gameplay is just it's the same shit, and it's starting to get to the point where it's like, all right, when we going to change this up? Yeah, I mean,
I
GTA
mean,
5 is the same way you drive somewhere, shoot a couple people, mission
well,
complete.
all right, all right, all
Red
right.
Dead Redemption 2 is like you ride your horse somewhere, shoot a couple people,
Let's be a little
mission
fair.
complete.
GTA 5, you know, you could do everything you could do in GTA 4, but it was better graphics.
Yeah, right, right, right.
It was you know, better looking cars. The cars handled better. It was a larger open world. You know, they had a submarine. Okay, all right. They had a submarine that you could only use in the story mode
Right.
until probably recently with the multiplayer. I'm not entirely sure. I don't play it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's in the multiplayer.
I'm gonna be honest. It's probably because the way the physics in that game, the way the GTA is that that's what kind of allows people to enjoy it. Like I'll go back to Repo. Repo has dynamic physics, so if you bump an object into another object, that object's going to react to it. And because GTA 5's world is so reactive to what you're doing, and it's not like Avowed where you basically are just in a giant set piece. Um, you the things that happen in there are a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more unique in situations. So like you know Skyrim, right? You love Skyrim. Same
Mhm.
thing. You punch a guard, you go to jail. GTA 5, you steal a car, cops chase after you, or the driver tries to fight you, or some shit. Like I don't think it's more or less like the gameplay, oh, steal cars or whatever, we're doing the same shit. I think it's about how the world is reacting to you. And I think what Rockstar does very well is that they make worlds that react very dynamically and uniquely to the player and what they're doing. It's not, oh, I stole a car. Now I only have cops on me, rinse and repeat. It's, oh, I stole a car. Oh, no, the guy stole the car wants to fight me. Right. And he drags me out the car and now he's beating my ass.
You
Or,
might be
oh,
right.
no, like a random
You might be
passerby
right.
might try to come to his defense. So what they've been doing like I guess a micro improvement in terms of that is like they've been just adding a little bit more and more throughout their series of how the AI and how the game world reacts to you and your stupid hijinks and shit. So you can't it's not like oh uh like what's a game that's kind of like predictable. You play Call of Duty, you go into the story mode and it's like, all right, there's dudes that crouch behind cover and shoot at you. That's the entirety of what they do for the entire game.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you flank, doesn't matter if you sit there for an hour and a half, they stay behind cover and shoot at you. GTA
Right.
fucking cops, you know, they run up at you, they drive at you, they shoot at you, they try to flank you, like shit like they get creative with it, right? And same thing with like if you're trying to rob a store or do anything, like you bump into someone, they try to start a fight with you. You know what I mean? Like same thing
Right.
with Red Dead Redemption 2. You can literally be staring at someone, they'll be like, "What the fuck you want?" And then like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can say some shit to them. Like
I think,
there's it's that what appeals to people. I feel like.
yeah, I think you're right. I think the dynamic of Rockstar games is all you kept everybody, but I think it's like, I think, like I said, for people like us, man, like for me, you, we've been playing games since we could probably walk, right? Yeah, I mean, in diapers, been playing games. I mean, we've seen this growth in Rockstar from literally. I think my first one was like GTA 3. You know, I've played all of them. I mean, they've always been good at again narrative, creating the narrative and all of that, making these iconic characters. And I
Right.
feel like the gameplay to me, somebody's been playing these games forever. I just don't feel like it's gonna push the needle enough to where it's like I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm a dick ride off of anything else but the narrative. I think
I I
why I
feel
like
like
Red Dead Redemption 2 so much is because
yeah.
it was literally Red Dead 1, which is so good, one of my favorite games. And then they just kind of like updated it a lot, like made the game more real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Gave
they
gave
added
you horse
horseball
tests.
mechanics.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I'm saying. Just
Yep.
the snow mechanics when you walk in the snow and all the things that it do. You know what I
Right.
mean? The eating, all of that stuff.
Right.
And they just made the game so much more lived in, and that's what I look for in an open world game. Like, how much can I live in this world?
How much immersion you can get out of it. Yeah.
Exactly, which we'll talk about with another game we're going to talk about here in just a little bit.
Right.
But I digress because we should be pushing forward towards that.
I
Like,
mean,
I just
like,
I
I
think
think
GTA 6. I'm gonna just end it on here. You go ahead. I think GTA 6 is going to be good to like the normies, everybody else. It's going to be the greatest game of all time to them. But like to people like me and you, I think it's going to be like, this is a great game. And that's it. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
this is a great game. This is it. I think they're going to nail it with the characters. I know they're going to kill the characters. I know they're
Right.
going to make great characters. I know it. I know the world is going to be insane because they've been building it for years. But is the mission the overall structure of the game going to change a little bit more than what we've been getting for like
Uh, I don't
ever?
know.
Yeah.
They're. I mean, technically, all right, because like I am just remembering details about GTA 5 that I totally forgot about. They added the three protagonist cast to that. You could switch between. They added heists, which wasn't something you could do in prior GTA's, as far as I'm aware. And then their multiplayer world got a lot larger than the original, I guess, GTA's if they had multiplayer. Um, but I want to say this. I don't think it's gonna change in like they're gonna add some revolutionary mechanic like that's gonna just like a grappling hook or some kind of gimmicky shit. I think what they're gonna lean into is the RP side of things because I think they've saw and took notice of how GTA RP is right now and how popular it's been and how long it's been popular. And I think they've added a lot of nuance to their own game mechanics through that. So I think you're gonna end up with a GTA that's gonna be as ridiculous and as crazy as the prior ones were, but I think it's gonna be an emphasis on doing mundane shit as well.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. Like I said, GTA 6 is just going to be this vacuum, this phenomenon when it comes out anyway. Yeah, I
And
mean,
it
that we're
may
just
not live up to the hype. There's
that's
always
what
that.
that's all I'm saying. That's exactly
There's
I gave
always
y'all
that
a
too.
long-winded version of I gave y'all a long-winded version of it. I don't
But I
think
won't know because I'm not buying a console to play it. You
I'm
let
a
me
double
know how that
dip it.
is.
I'm a double dip it. I'm gonna buy it on PC console. I don't
I'll get it if they release it on PC. I will check it out. But you let me know in the meantime. Right now,
got you.
my focus is on Mecha Break, Splitgate, and hopefully Metroid Prime 4.
Oh man, we talk about that later. Listen,
Oh,
listen. Repo, what are you rating?
it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
Lethal Company. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a fun
Yeah,
game to play
you
with
love
friends.
Lethal Company. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
get it.
these are the
Right.
games that I love. I love derpy games that have goofy mechanics and that don't like they're not like hard to play, but they're also not easy to play. Like it's like it's its own like it's just a laugh simulator. Like you're just having fun with the homies. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. All right. Let's pivot. This is a perfect pivot because again, we're talking about games that don't live up to the hype or anything. With this game that we're going to talk about next, I don't think it lived up to the hate that it got. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
people were expecting this game to be DOA, Dead on Arrival. You know
All
what I
right.
mean? We're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I was gonna make this podcast centered around this game because it's just so much to unpack, from just the drama
Right.
to the launch to the post drama to Elon getting fucking ratioed on his own
Oh, I did see that.
platform.
I did
Like,
see that shit. That was actually funny.
this game
It
to
was
me,
weird, but it was funny.
it was just, oh my God, man. So we're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, man. It's the newest Assassin's Creed game based in Japan. We've been waiting for this game since you probably played the second or third Assassin's Creed. We just always kind of figured we were going to Japan at one point.
Hmm.
It's finally out. It's here. And I'm gonna break it down for you because I played it. I know E Night didn't. I've played it. I've got like almost 50 hours in it. And
Okay,
I'm
that's a good
like,
chunk of change.
yeah, I'm like maybe halfway, a little through halfway done the
Uh,
game. I'm at the point
okay,
where I'm what's up?
and you've been doing like just side shit too, right?
I've
Like
been
it's not
doing
just like
everything.
okay, cool.
Everything. I'm touching everything, man. Everything. I shouldn't say it like that, but I'm
Yo,
touching everything
I
in
know
this
what you
game,
can
man.
touch in that game, so
Yeah, man. I'm doing everything,
doing
man.
everything and everyone
Exactly.
as
I'm going
Yasuke.
crazy. And listen, like I said, it's gonna be an honest review because I like, if it ain't real, it ain't right. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I really love this game. I
Okay.
really, 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 really love this game. There's like one or two things that I do not like, and I think it'll hurt its overall score. But at the end of the day, I really like this game. I like the characters,
Hmm.
both of them, both of them. I like both
So like
characters.
Naoe and Yasuke, like they have like interesting personalities, interesting things they
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I like even the way that they're introduced to the story.
Okay.
Um, I like their importance to the story. Now, the where I'm at right now, there's not a lot going on that kind of connects the two of them to the Assassin's Creed universe, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm kind of
Hmm.
waiting for like that apple of Eden, or oh, the mention of well, I got the mention of the Assassin's Creed or the Brotherhood. You know what I
So
mean? Kind of
just
got a
just for
mention of the
context,
Templars, right?
you've played pretty much almost every Assassin's
Every one
Creed.
of them. I played all of
Okay.
them. Played
And
all of them.
you have high opinions of the more newer ones or the older ones,
Yeah,
like
I'm more of a fan of the RPG games because I feel like the old format kind of. I think after like the Ezio games, the old format kind of like got stale. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, like Assassin's Creed 3 is literally the autopilot of video games. Like it literally plays itself. You get one kill in open combat in Assassin's Creed 3, and it's just anybody who walks up to you is dead after. It
right.
was so easy. And I think they followed that formula all the way up until Syndicate. So it was like the gameplay to me just kind of got stale. It just really got stale. And then
And then
my biggest problem with the older Assassin's Creed games is the stealth wasn't that deep. It was like, okay, stand in this crowd to just kind of hide yourself. I mean, the stealth didn't get any deeper than that. But
I
now
th-
we have,
I thought the stealth in the older games was both like kind of cool, but at the same time kind of comical because you like see a bunch of normal people wearing normal clothing, and then you're just this like kind of large dude that's
dude,
just in
yeah,
a hoodie, like just like looking ominous. Especially when you do the bench thing and you just sit down,
yeah,
you're like, bro, we can tell you're homeless. Like, come on, get out of here.
yeah,
Like,
man. Like
it's
it,
like it's not like I've never it's funny coming from a game called Assassin's Creed, but you could never like crouch walk and sneak.
yeah, man. It's
Um
the first game we could go prone. This is the
yeah, that
first game we
also
can go
I
prone.
heard that because this is the first game you can go prone, you can use that to your advantage when fighting the AI as now way. You just lay down and they just can't hit you, which I thought was a hilarious thing to see. Like they didn't think of that at
Yeah,
all. Like they
man.
were just like, damn, they can't. He's like, he's right there. We can't get him.
Right. Yeah, man. I think for me, Like I've kind of been waiting for this type of Assassin's Creed game for a long time. Not only just the location, right? I'm waiting for the location. Y'all, if y'all know me, y'all know I love samurais, ninjas, all that shit. I love
Mhm.
stealth games. So this is just like it gave me everything in one game, like
Mhm.
one game. And again, I think the only thing I'm waiting for right now is just kind of the connection. Like, where is Nawe and Yasuke's connection to the rest of the Assassin's Creed universe? Like, like these aren't spoilers. The game's been out forever. You haven't played it. It's just like whatever. Like with Bayek from Origins, he was like in the title, him and his wife created the Brotherhood. They created the original Brotherhood, the hidden ones. You know what I mean,
Mhm.
the original assassins to fight the growing Templars. You know what I mean, that weren't the Templars yet. They were the ancient ones. And then the
Mhm.
same thing with Cassandra. Like Cassandra was this mercenary that you know basically um was a descendant of Leonidas and all this, and that's when they started, kind of getting deeper into the old the ones that come before us storyline, and then you see that she's the first one, um not the first one, but um she comes in contact with the person who has the assassin blade, the first ever hidden blade. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like there's always that connection to like, oh shit, like this is their story within the
So
Assassin's Creed universe. Up until the beginning of the game, right? The beginning of the game, this is not a spoiler. The beginning of the game, you literally see the assassin's emblem on a door when you play as Nawe, and then after that, nothing. You don't see that symbol. I
so
haven't
so
seen that symbol since.
story wise, uh, with all right. So like two things, right? Story wise, I know a bit about the original Assassin's Creed storyline where it's like you follow
Right.
Desmond, and it would
Yeah.
shift from like modern times to ancient uh castle medieval times or wherever in Italy or Rome or wherever fucking Ezio was. Um, so the question is that and this is a spoiler for I guess Assassin's Creed 3. Desmond dies.
Yeah.
Um, like, and then that whole storyline, from what I've gathered, people have they kind of just threw it into the wind and was like, fuck it, we're just gonna do whatever.
Right.
Um, how is this like in the long line of Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty style release games? Uh, does this add to the story, this game, or
So
any of the prior ones? Does this add it to it, or is it just like they're gonna add like a little trickle of detail and then just move on to the next one?
So I think with the present day story, the thing that they've been doing with the present day story ever since, like I would say, like Odyssey, is they're kind of trying to move away from the present day story. Like they're trying to just tell the story of the Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Brotherhood versus the Templars in different points in history. That's what they're
Mm.
trying to do now. So the present day story, like without spoiling anything for this game, is like non-existent. Like it is literally you're introduced to the Animus, which is like their new way of introducing Assassin's Creed as a platform, because you can literally launch
Oh
all
yeah,
of the
there's a
Assassin's Creed
launcher
games,
for it now. I
yeah,
forgot. Yeah,
off of
they're
Shadows. It's crazy.
pulling that Battlefield launcher thing and the
Yeah,
Call of
I
Duty
kind of
launcher
fuck
thing.
with the way that they're doing it now, though, because they're kind of like trying to centralize and kind of tell us that like Assassin's Creed is gonna kind of be like this thing now. Because I heard a rumor that Assassin's Creed Shadows is gonna be uh co-op at some point. And the way they're kind of been marketing Assassin's Creed games, or they've been trying to, since I would say like Valhalla, is kind of like making them a live service single player game. I
Yeah,
mean,
I hate
without
every
all
word
the
that you just
extra
said.
shit. Yeah, I hate it too. I do.
Well, how do you feel
I'm
about the
telling you,
battle pass?
the battle pass isn't what you think it is. It is not what you think it is. Like
Mm.
I was not looking forward to it, but I was gonna see how they were gonna fuck it up. And it's not what you think it is. It's like, so I guess they're gonna do this thing where it's like from this point to that point, you have this battle pass that you can complete. by doing challenges within the world. Like you just do simple things within the world. Like it'll be like these little diamonds on the map. Like it'll be like, you'll purge this anomaly. And it'll mean like basically just go here and kill everybody. I mean, and it'll give you certain points towards your battle pass. You'll level it up. The battle passes, as of right now, there's 2 of them. They're completely free. None, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to pay for any of them. You just
Mm-hmm.
literally activate it, go do things within the world, progress the story, anything. You level up the battle pass. There's unique rewards. They're all cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's cosmetic. Every little thing in that battle pass is just cosmetic. So it's like
Okay.
it's the new age way of doing the old school unlock thing. It's weird to do it like
So
that.
can I add a little based on what you're telling me, right?
Right.
I don't like that. Not in a
I don't
single
like
player
it
game.
either. I don't like
I
it
think
either.
it. I think right. You get gear. You get rewards. You get like weapons and shit too.
Right.
So it's not purely cosmetic. It's like you do get actual weapons you can use and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
my all right,
it's all
my
cosmetic. Like
conspiracy theory,
yeah,
my
none
little
of it is.
conspiracy, right? My
Go
thing
ahead.
is that they're doing this now as it is now to softly introduce a paid version at some
Of
point.
course, of course. Like
The
you
other
gotta
thing
be
is
stupid if you don't see that coming. I
the
see it
other
coming.
thing is well, no, I wouldn't call them stupid because they put trust in someone to not be, greedy.
You know.
We would like them not to be greedy.
Yeah, nah, you should
I
never
think
trust
I
these
think I
corporations, man.
I think the one thing I think that might be like I'm 50-50 on that actually happening either within this game or the next Assassin's Creed game. But I'm also concerned because I do know that they have an eShop for Assassin's Creed where you can buy
Yes.
like resources and maps,
And
which unlock.
cosmetics and stuff. Yup.
Yeah,
Mhm.
again, buying cosmetics for a single player game is kind of like it's kind of weird
Crazy.
to me. It's
It's
kind of weird to
crazy.
me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's not if it's not part of like a DLC like with quests and shit. Like I don't know why am I doing this. Like you know what I mean.
And
But
listen, I'll piss you off some more too. Not to cut you off. I'll piss you off
right.
some more. They've kind of like doubled down with the store this time. Like now they have things for your hideout that you can buy, cosmetics for your hideout to make your hideout look cooler.
Even if it was co-op, right? Even
Different
if it was
trees,
co
different
even if
things.
it was co-op, right?
Hold on, I'm
I
trying to
just
piss you off, man. I'm trying to piss you off.
I'm already there. I'm
they
already
they've
pissed on. God.
they've went crazy with the store this time. But to be fair with you, I've literally looked at the store the day it came out and never looked at it again. I think a
Well,
lot of the
it's like a Dragon's Dogma situation and a Ghost Recon Breakpoint situation. Like it's there so they can squeeze as much money out of the people that either A
yeah,
don't want
yeah,
to waste time with resource grinding, and again, why are you playing the game then? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Why
man.
if you're playing like it's like playing a survival game, like it's like playing fucking Pal World, and it's like here, just swipe your credit card and you just get all the pals. Why? Why are you playing this game? Like,
Nah,
why are you
man,
playing a
I
game in that point?
1000% agree.
I
I agree.
don't like. I can understand if it's like, oh, I don't feel like grinding out a multiplayer challenge for my Call of Duty. I'll just buy it. I get that. I get it. You don't have
Nah,
time.
that
You don't
shit's
have the
purgatory.
commitment. I get that. There should still be certain things that be, skill based unlocks or challenge based unlocks that you can't just pay for. But a single player game that you're playing by yourself should not have an eShop. Should not have a fucking battle pass. Like, even if it is free, like it shouldn't have it there at all. Those items should be put back into the game as either, random loot you find or in-game challenges, like
Yep,
literal in-game
yep,
challenges or side quests or
yep.
just like part of the rewards that you can do. I don't know. It's just like it's like, oh, I my gear shit. I'm really terrible at this game. I'm just gonna keep doing these random easy challenges, and then I'm just gonna get this really good sword that's better than most of the items I can get in the actual game. Like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know? That makes no sense to me. But again, I don't play these types of games. I don't go out of my way to play these types of games, and I feel like this is just setting another bad precedent in the gaming industry among many bad precedents that
Absolutely.
have been set
Absolutely.
recently. Um,
It sucks that this is because I love single player games, man. I talk about it all the time on the podcast. I love single player games. I hate that this modern day shit is
right.
getting into my single player games, man.
Yeah.
It's to be honest, on the multiplayer games, I've grown to accept it. It's here to stay. It's not going
It's
nowhere.
not
It's
even
not going
like
nowhere.
I'm not mad about monetizing online multiplayer games with just cosmetic only stuff. It's the single player bloat shit. Like, cause it's like, all right, remember Anthem, right? I know that's technically a single player, a multiplayer game, but like Anthem was a 4-player, live service game, right? But the main campaign, there's a literal point that pads out the playtime because they literally just have you do random ass, grindy ass fetch quests and shit, right?
Right.
The Now, like, if the developer goes out of their way and just was like, hey, you could do that grindy ass fetch quest, or you could pay me $20 and you could just skip it. Like, that is my fear. Because then at that point, it's like, why am I playing this game? And why are you bogging it down with bullshit that isn't enjoyable to play? Like, it's
Yeah.
not even like, oh, I can't do the challenge, it's too hard. It's more or less like, I'm not having fun. I'm not
Right.
enjoying. I'm no longer immersed.
Yeah.
Where am I? You got your ass coins here to spend on the ass store. Like this.
They're called
Nah,
Helix
dog.
coins. They're called Helix coins. It's like
The fact that that's even a thing.
yeah, I know, bro. Listen,
Shut
I'm
the fuck
100.
up.
I'm 100% with you, man. I
Bro,
fucking
that's
understand this
2
shit.
points right there. That's 2
I
points
didn't
right
like
there.
it. I didn't like it with the Starfield when they try to introduce the Creation Club shit.
I see the
I don't
Creation
like.
Club. All right, so with the Creation Club, it's like, all right, they're modders that are getting paid at least, right?
No, no,
Like
no,
that.
no, 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 no,
They're
no, no,
not.
no, 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 no. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's some creators, some keyword some that they choose,
Uh
and
huh.
I don't even think they get paid. I think it's Bethesda that gets paid. I
I
mean,
was under the impression they
a
get
lot of
paid.
the paid stuff is Bethesda stuff. It'll really say
Well, no,
created
I
by
know there's
Bethesda.
some mods that they basically just did with developer made assets and
Right.
just basically stole someone's idea, and because it's they're lazy and we're like, you pay me $5 for it, right?
Yeah,
Like I know
man.
the
I don't
elemental
like any
arrow
of this
shit in
shit.
Bethesda, in the Creation Club thing that you can buy technically was a mod on Steam. At least Steam gives you the option to tip the mod people now. At least
Right.
I think they still do. I don't know if there's ever been an issue with that or not. But yeah, like that's still ass though, right? Like it's just no, dude.
Right.
Nah, dude. It shouldn't be in the game. Like I was gonna say, like at least the mods that get put into the game are paying the mod people, but it sounds like they're just paying whoever they feel like and then
Yeah,
stealing the rest of the
I don't like
ideas.
any of this shit. I've been saying it forever. Like all of this multiplayer live service shit that's coming into these single player games. I said the same thing with Dragon's Dogma. They got all this stupid shit you can buy. You can buy fucking to redo your character. That's $1. The
Oh
fucking
yeah,
fast travel is a
isn't that like in
dollar. You know what I
Monster
mean?
Hunter Wilds too? Like if you want to rename your character, you have to pay money for it. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a it's
man.
a it's a really dumb thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh man, my name's kind of fucked up. I did a typo. I was like staying up all late. Oh no, I fucked it up. Let me change it. Oh, you can't change your name. You gotta pay us like $3, bro.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. It's like
Well,
$3 to just
Capcom
change your
knows
name.
it's gonna work. That's the
Yeah,
whole reason why they fucking
Capcom.
do it, and that's why I
Listen,
hate
Capcom's
hate
been
it.
doing it forever, though. Capcom is
It's still bad.
literally,
Like,
as a Capcom, because I'm a Capcom dick rider. I am. I've been exposed. I've been exposed. All right. Their last 5 games, every game to me has been a 10 out of 10. All right. I'm a Capcom dick rider. I dick ride the fuck out of
well, they make
Capcom.
good games.
They
Like, I
they
think that's
make
the
good
only
they make good
reason.
games now. They make good games now. Remember, there was a point
When was their last
Capcom
bad
made.
game?
Oh shit, man. We gotta go back a little bit.
When was the
It's
last bad Capcom game? I'm blanking because Street Fighter 6 was good.
Revelations 2 was bad. Street Fighter 4 was
Is that a remake?
No, Revelations 2 is the Resident Evil game. It's their spin-off of like they were trying to mix the new school Resident Evil shit with the old school Resident Evil shit.
Oh,
So
so it
that's
was
what
some
the
expand. It
Revelation
wasn't like
games are.
one of their mainline Resident Evil games, like
It's
7.
mainline. It's mainline, but it's just
Is it?
named differently. I mean, it's weird. It's not
Is
like
it
a
on
1, 2, 3,
3DS?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first one was on 3DS and then got ported to consoles because the first game to a lot of people was a cult classic. Revelations
Okay.
1 was a cult classic. And
Okay.
why they're called Revelations is because, again, there's usually a big, play on words, revelation in the story that makes you, it hits you with like that Metal Gear shit somewhere in the story
So
where it's just like
so
you
it was
thought you
bad.
were
Like
doing.
it was bad, like gameplay wise, or was it bad story wise, or was it bad all
To
around?
me, both. To me, both.
To you
I
both.
thought
Okay.
to me both, man. I think they played literally like handheld games. And the second game was what they did
Well, the
with it
first
was
game was a handheld game. You told
right,
me,
but the
so that
second
makes
game,
sense.
the weird thing that they did with that game was, if you remember in that time period in 2013, 2014, the big thing was the episodic games, the Telltale games. So
Okay, so
what
they
they
were
did with
doing
that game is it was like part 1, and it was part 2, and it was part 3, and it was part 4, and it was
just
part
like
5.
Kingdom Hearts.
And you had to buy all of those separately every month, or this thing was like bi-weekly or something. I ended up buying the whole thing on a sale.
That's probably why people didn't
Shit.
like it, is because it's fucking episodic.
But again, that's when Capcom was doing a lot of stupid shit too. They're doing a lot of dumb shit. Resident Evil 6, ass. You know what I mean? Revelations 1, you can like it or not, but it was mid. Revelations 2, ass. I don't think Capcom got in the good graces of people, honest to God. Honest to God, until Resident Evil 2 remake. And that was 2018, 2019. We
Yeah, that
already
was
got
Mr.
Resident Evil
X, right?
7.
With the stars and
Yeah,
shit. Like it's
yeah,
after
yeah.
Raccoon City and
Yep,
everything. Okay.
yeah.
And then after
Remember,
that,
we
what?
had Umbrella Corps. Umbrella Corps, one of the worst games of
That was a
probably all
multiplayer
time.
game.
That
Yeah,
was
that
the
was a
multiplayer
multiplayer game.
game that was literally DOA. It was $5 the next
I
day.
remember you were excited for that too,
I
right?
was not. Stop it. I was
You were
not.
you were hype as fuck. You were like, bro, I
Stop it.
get to play as
No,
Chris
no,
Redfield
no, I
and
wasn't. Stop it.
and fucking
Stop it.
Sephiroth. I mean
He's
fucking Mega
he's
Man.
he's he's lying on the podcast. He's lying on the podcast. I was not excited for that game.
Bro was as hype as this game is for Metal Gear Solid Survive.
Now, all right, man. Now he's grasping at several straws now. But like, yo, on some real shit, Capcom was doing bad for so fucking long, and then they had to slowly but surely get in people's good graces. Again, I think the problem people have with Street Fighter 4 and 5, because remember, they came out in that bad time too, was
Right.
that the roster sucked, especially for 5. 5 dropped with like 7 characters. And
Wasn't
they wanted you to
5 like
buy.
a live service
Oh my
unlocked
god, it
them?
was. I
Yeah,
don't want
type
to. I
game.
don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. Shit was
Okay.
terrible.
All right.
6 is the same. 6 is the same way, but a lot better. I will
6 has a
say
whole story mode with a custom character and like kind of a sandbox open world
exactly.
thing
6
going on.
was good, but they still. If we were to get a fighting game person on this podcast, they would tell you the shit that they do in Street Fighter 6 is annoying. It is fucking annoying, dog. They nickel and dime you for everything. Every character, you gotta wait 9 years for every character. They do the weird thing with the currency where it's like you need 700 Street Fighter coins to buy this character, but you can only buy 1,000 or 400 coins. So you gotta buy the more expensive option to get the thing. So then you're left over with all this extra currency. So now you gotta, spend it on stupid shit or wait till the next character that you probably don't. They do a lot of stupid shit. They going back to Assassin's Creed, because we went all over the place with this shit. I mean? That shit is in our fucking. It is in our single player games, and I'm trying to tell you now. As much as I hate it, it's probably gonna be here to stay because they're doing this with every game now. They're trying to make everything a live service. They're trying to make everything a game that you log into. Don't miss this. Don't miss that. It's rotating out of the shop. Don't do this. Don't stop playing. Don't please don't stop. Please don't stop. And we'll talk about that with another review, right? For me, though, for me, as much as I hate these things, I fucking hate these things. I hate them. I fucking hate them. You take you. That was one things that I hated. The other thing that I hated, right?
Mm.
We're gonna get it. I'm gonna just be transparent with it. As much as I love the world, I love this. That now we're finally in Japan, and the world looks so beautiful. It does. It looks so beautiful, especially now that the seasons change. The seasons change. You do a certain amount of missions, or you fast travel a certain amount of times. The season will change to a different season, and it'll affect like foliage where you can hide at and stuff like that. It's really dope. Really great mechanics. The world looks good, but however, my other con to this game is that it's kind of dead in certain areas. A lot of you going from objective to objective, because I've said it before on this podcast. I do not like the fast travel. I don't like it. I don't like fast travel. I like to live in my single player game. So I like to literally go from place to place without fast travel. And I've learned that in my almost 40 hours or 50 hours of gameplay, there's not really much to do in between you going from the next place, to point A to point B, which is a little disappointing.
Does All right, so
You know what
all
I
right,
mean?
here's another question. Does the world like change much from the missions and side quests that you do, or besides like, the weather and scenery and seasonings that I know it has? Um like I mean like when you do a mission, does it like really impact the world around you? Um is there like a bounty system where if like you're running around just killing people and shit, like they get mad at you, like anything like that?
Um, yeah. So it's like when you play as Yasuke, right? You play as Yasuke, and I honestly, I may have missed this or I forgot because I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't know what causes it, but like
Mhm.
if you're walking around as Yasuke and you'll run into like they have like different levels of characters. They have different archetypes of characters. So they have shinobis, they have regular henchmen. You know what I mean? They have elites. They have daimyos, which are like samurai mini bosses. They have
Right.
ronins. They have so many different uh, enemy archetypes, right? When you play as Yasuke, you'll be walking around and like ronins will literally just challenge you in open combat in the middle of nowhere. Like you'll just be walking around and they'll just be like, "You there? Stop there! Challenge me!" And you'll fight this ronin. It's
Well,
usually
that's
pretty. It's usually pretty
as
simple.
as far as I know, and I understand this is part of the controversy around the game, is that there were like other samurais that would challenge other samurais into open
Right.
combat.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
there was also like a thing where if you carried a sword out in the open, like you were at risk of like engaging in such
Yeah.
like
Right.
violence
Yep. Yep.
if they didn't know
Especially in
you or
that
something
era,
like that.
that Sengoku era. That's when the game takes place. So
Right.
I don't know what triggered it because I might have missed it. I may have
Mm.
just wasn't paying attention. But like the thing that I have now is like I'll walk into a town and there'll be like a Ronin there and they'll be like, "Yo, fucking fight me," and then I'll fight him, and then again the enemies will react even when you're not in like an area you're not supposed to be to you having your like sword out. So like
Yeah.
once you kill that person, they'll be like, "Hey, put your sword away." You'll put your sword away, and they'll be, and if you don't do it fast enough, now they're all on your ass. So now you got to kill everybody. And I'm cool with
Okay.
that too. I'm cool with that too because that kind of leads into the next thing we could talk about because we're all over the place with this review now. I'm gonna try to stay on point now, right?
Right. Right.
I bought this game right with all the controversy, right? All the
Hmm.
controversy. We're gonna get to this. All the controversy. I bought this game knowing that I want to play as Nawe because that's my game. That's my play style. I want to be stealthy. I want to be
Yeah.
able to maneuver and move around like an assassin.
Like
In
an
my
actual
50
assassin.
hours, yeah, exactly. In my 50 hours of gameplay, I've honestly, honest to God, I feel like I'm 50-50 on both characters. Like I
Okay.
haven't played one more than the other.
All
And it's
right.
only because like there's certain points in the game where I'm just like, all right, now I don't feel like stealth in this castle. I'm gonna just go in there, with my sword out and just go crazy on everything. Because that's
Hmm.
what Yasuke is good for. He's literally a fucking
Yeah,
brute.
he's
Like he
literally
just
just a default, like, he's like the Call of Duty style character in a hero shooter. Like, you just
yeah.
go in and start swinging
You
swords
you just
and
you
beating
just go
people up, yeah.
crazy, man, and I love. At first, I didn't like it too much. Now I love it. Now that I understand the pairing and the posture changes and all
Mhm.
those different things, it's like I really like Yasuke's combat, and I also like Naoi's combat because again, when you get caught, you have to defend yourself. So she has a bunch of different weapons that she can use when you break out of stealth, like a Kasuragami, a
Mhm.
Tanto, a katana. So she has a good variety. She doesn't hit as hard as Yasuke, number one, and then
But she's
two,
more,
when
like,
she gets
evasive.
yeah, when she gets hit, you feel it. Like it takes like 2, 3, like literally, it takes like 2, 3 hits to kill Nawe, and she's done. She's done.
Okay.
She's done. You get the beginning of the game. I'm gonna say for people without spoiling anything, get used to dying a lot because you're gonna die a lot. You're gonna die a lot because the stealth is gonna take you kind of like a second, like maybe a couple of hours to get used to. Like
Mhm.
again, there's a lot of new mechanics that we haven't had introduced in an Assassin's Creed game in a long time. All we could do is crouch and hide in bushes. Now it's like you can literally lay down in bushes and crawl along the foliage to kind of
Yeah,
conceal
that
yourself
was one
more.
of the cool stealth things that I thought they probably nailed with that, where you can, like, kinda, like, slide yourself like a snake on the ground and then, like, into
Yeah.
water, and then, like,
Mhm.
don't they have that thing where you can, like,
The
breathe out of a
reed, you
tube?
put the yeah, you put the
Yeah.
reed up. That's a skill you gotta unlock, but it's fucking it's
Yeah,
fire,
I
dog.
think
They've
that's,
done
like,
so
probably
much
gonna
with
be,
the
like,
stealth.
the game's most innovation in terms of, like,
Yeah.
gameplay is,
You
like,
can
that
extinguish
those stealth.
fires. You can
Yeah.
my bad, but you can extinguish fires to conceal yourself. When it rains, it'll put out fires for you. So it's like
Mhm.
you're even more concealed. Like
Kinda
they've
like
done
Metal
so
Gear.
much. Yeah, they've done so much with the stealth to just make the stealth so much better, in my opinion. It's so the stealth right now is just really good. It's really good in this game, dog. Like it's
So
really good.
gameplay wise, like, just, like, combat and then also your stealth mechanics,
Both
like,
good. I think they're
good,
both good. They're both
but
good. Even
the world is lacking, like, in terms of, like,
the
like, a
going
lived-in
from
feeling.
A to B. Yeah, there's a lot to do, and I like how they kind of dialed it back too. Because if you know Ubisoft, you know they like to just throw shit all over the map. I
Yeah,
think
they
they've
just
gotten a lot better at kind of uh you know mitigating all that bullshit. Like you go into an area, you kind of got to search things out. Like I'm gonna let y'all know now, there is no eagle in this game. You have no eagle, so you don't have a bird's eye view and shit to mark things anymore. Which at first I didn't like, but now I really like it because again, it adds to that stealth approach. Like that was like just the stupidest part to me is that you go into a castle, you bird's eye view, you ping everything in that bitch, and then now you're going in and
yeah,
you
you
just
had, like, a
do it.
free
It's
UAV. I think
easy.
that should have been, like, something that was, like, a skill you
Well,
could unlock.
In Mirage, what they did was that they made the bird it could be killed by like archers and shit like that. So they'll see the
Okay, so that
bird and
balanced
they'll
it out
shoot
a little
that
bit.
shit. So you'd have to take down the archers to then gain your bird, your eagle back to be able to
But
ping
then
things.
in, like, Odyssey and then also, what
Valhalla.
was Valhalla, it was just like, whatever, it's just a
Yeah,
bird.
like yeah, and
Yeah,
you
so
you
they
could
kinda
ping
just, like, were
everything.
like
They got rid
yeah,
of that completely. Now you just have the eagle vision, which is like you could like see through walls to a certain distance. When you're playing as Nawe, it's only for Nawe. You can see through walls and you can see like a red highlight of enemies. So you can ping them that way, but you have to be in the vicinity to activate it. So I like
right,
that. Like it's not like you just get a bird's eye view so you can see everything. You have to literally be in the vicinity. So it
gotcha.
complements the stealth. I really like the stealth. Again, with Yasuke's combat, he's got a lot of different weapons. He's got his katana, obviously. There's Kanobo, the Naginata, bows, tepos, which are basically rifles. He's got a lot of different shit for his combat. I like both characters a lot. I really like the story and the way the story kind of like engages you, especially with the open world. I think that's where the open world thing is kind of like a plus and a negative to me because there's a lot to do in the world, but it's like you have to explore, you have to move around, you have to. It's not just like you walk into an area and there's just all these blips on the map. Like you have to
Right.
listen to people. Like you'll walk around and you'll listen to a conversation of like, oh, this guy's over here, this corrupt daikon is over here, go kill him. And then you go kill him. I mean, it's I like shit like that. I really like that. Again, you kind of gotta immerse yourself just a little bit instead of like these Ubisoft games in the past are very like go to this area. There's all these blips here. Clear all the blips. Now it's like
Mhm.
you walk into an area and you kind of got to explore a little bit. You got to do certain things. Certain characters. Each character has their own quest line too, like sideline quest line. So it's like with Yasuke, you learn more about how he became a samurai, versus with Nawe, you learn how more of how she became an assassin and the
Mhm.
people that she interacts with. So it's like
Mhm.
again, like the story's really good. Um, I like the game a lot, a lot. I know a lot of my friends that I was playing it beside would be like, it's like a 10 out of 10. I don't necessarily agree with that because I do think there's things in this game with the live service shit and other things that kind of affect the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we're just not seeing it yet because they're kind of I think E-Night was 100% right. They're being kind of shady with it, like, oh, the battle passes are free now, but they won't be, a year from now because Ubisoft now has to grow in people's good graces. They've been fucking up for so long. They've been giving us like slop games. They've been kind of living off of the pandemic. Like the pandemic, they weren't crazy. They dropped Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watchdog Legions, and I forget the other game. All in 2020. They went crazy in 2020 because of the pandemic. They dropped all these pandemic games that were just like go here. Oh, I think it was Far Cry 6. They dropped all three of those
Yeah,
games in that
I
same
think from
year.
what I remember coverage wise is that people liked Valhalla, but it was really dense.
Right.
Um, people didn't like they liked the gameplay of Legions, but they didn't like the story. Like it was too like over the top. Is from what I gathered from that.
With Watchdog Legions?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it was just kind of like goofy. As
Mini review, yeah, it was too goofy. The story kind of
compared
sucked.
to like the first game, which was a lot more
Yeah, compared
serious.
to the second game. The first game is okay. The second game for Watch Dogs is really where the series shines and where
Hmm.
they should have kept moving forward. Like I really thought Watch Dogs 2 was like Watch Dogs 2 is probably like a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
It's probably a 10 out of 10. Characters were really interesting. The world was really good. The sandbox of how you complete your missions was really good.
Hmm.
I think they kept that sandbox with Legions, but it's like you just didn't care enough. Like
Right, because you were
again,
just playing as like a random
you're
person half
playing
the
as a
time.
random. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like you really don't care too much. I did like the permadeath thing. So if you like died, like you lost that character, like I really like
You
that.
lost the characters and skills and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like I
And
really
then
like that. How it was like you were constantly like keeping these people like Pokemon and stuff. I really like
fucking Pokemon people. And then what was the other game you mentioned? Fucking
Far Cry 6, which
that.
I just restarted that game playing it co-op with a friend,
Mhm.
and I think that's the way you should play Far Cry games, is co-op
Co-op, okay.
with a
Did you
friend, yeah.
like that? Like when you first played, did you like that game or did was it like
It was
okay?
cool, but again, it was another one of those games where it's just a bunch of blips on the map, and it was like
Like
they set the like you couldn't just do the main story for Far Cry 6. You had to do side quests because the next area, the level was like 3 or 4 levels higher. So you had to do
you were
everything in
kind of
the area.
like it's not like the original like Far Cry games where
Yeah,
like
you were
Far Cry
forced to
3,
grind an area to move on to
yeah,
the next area. I didn't
like
like that.
you could tough it out, but this is like you would just get your shit
Get
rocked if you
body. Yeah,
didn't
you get
grind.
body. Yeah, man.
Okay.
I didn't like that shit.
Is
But
it weird to say that like most of the open world games Ubisoft drops have like a shared DNA on how they make them?
yeah, they're very formulaic. They've done the same thing forever, and they They
Like, would you
just
say that
now
of Outlaws? Because they dropped Outlaws recently,
Outlaws, I feel like they tried to go in a different direction at first, and then they just
and then
ended
they
up
just
being like
tried to go back.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly. Like I feel like Ubisoft couldn't Ubisoft too little or too less on that game. They had to go all in or all out. I don't know. I
so
don't know.
with Assassin's Creed Shadows being released and you having like 50 hours into the game, compared to the prior Ubisoft games, especially the prior Creed games, would you say this is an improvement, or would you say it's like
This is
it's the
definitely
same?
improvement.
Okay,
Definitely
that's
improvement. I
that's
think
good to hear at least.
if Ubisoft goes in the direction that they're going with this game, they'll be back in the good graces of gamers soon. Not within the next year or 2 or 3 or 4.
Because
They've
right now
kind
the
of
only other update that's on my radar is CJX.
yeah,
They don't have
and
anything else that because the whole their whole company just did a whole weird Pandamine shift.
yeah, we're gonna
So
talk about that later. Yeah, that's on the show notes. We'll talk about that later. But to close out this review, because we've been talking about it enough, and we still got more to talk about on it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I like this game. As of right now, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9, teetering on a 9.5 out of 10. I like
Okay,
it a
that's pretty
lot
high.
because I think it's a really good game. I think it's really, 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 really good game. I
Okay.
like it a lot. I like it a lot. I just
So
think
do
those
you think?
two things that I said, I think the live service shit, and I think the open world sometimes being kind of bland
Mhm.
hurts the game just a little bit. But I think everything else that is there is really, really good. I mean,
Do you think the ending of this game, like if you beat the story, do you think it's gonna bump that up to a 10 out of 10
I
or
think
drop it
so. That's
down?
why I'm saying as of now. Like I'm not gonna give you. I think if I had to lock it in right now, I'm giving it a 9.5. A
Okay.
9.5. I don't
All
think
right.
I can give this game a 10 out of 10 like I did with Monster Hunter. Like Monster Hunter has its issues,
Yeah.
sure, but I think that game has so much content and so much just greatness in it that it's like I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. I think with this game, there's things in it that I like, but if I remove my bias, I wouldn't really like it too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it like a 9.5. I'm gonna stick on that. Like even once I beat
Okay.
the game, I think it's gonna be a 9.5.
All
I
right.
think
So
that I
we'll
can keep
come
it
back
moving
around and get your final verdict
because I
when you
should
finish
beat it
it.
soon within like the month. I should beat it because I'm been playing like a crackhead like every day.
Side note, have you beat Avowed yet?
Nah, nah, nah. I haven't even went back to that game. I ain't even went
I
back.
didn't either. I was gonna, and then I
Next
forgot about it.
podcast, next podcast. It's on my list. It's on my
It's
list. But
sure, sure,
Claire,
sure. I believe you.
Claire
Totally.
Obscure is about to
Totally.
come out. That Expedition 33. Once that
Oh,
comes out,
oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
all
That game looks fun.
I'm all in on that.
That's a day one Game Pass too, right?
The day one Game Pass, and I
Yeah, I
think it
might have
comes
to
out in a
try that
couple
out.
days. So I mean,
There's
yeah,
that next game that I was thinking about.
there you go.
But
But let's get into the controversy. You want to
yeah,
talk about
let's
the
get into the
controversy?
controversies.
Let's
Yeah.
get into the controversy. So there's been a special sector of the internet that has been trying to cancel this game, trying to get this game just the fuck out of here, man. Right?
Right.
It's been trying to kill this game's image, man. And it's like, listen, I'm not an Ubisoft partner, right? They don't they haven't paid me for this review. I'm not even on their
He's
list
actually a
or
shill.
anything
He's a
like that.
grifter.
I'm not at all. I mean, at all. I like games that I like, and I've liked the past couple Assassin's Creed games a lot. So this was on my radar. I've loved, like I said, I love samurais, love ninjas, love Japan, love all that shit. I love stealth games. This was my game. This was my game right here. So I was just anticipating it off the strength of that. But a lot of people wanted to kill this game, cancel this
Mhm.
game. Black samurai, black guy. Oh, he can be gay. He can all this other shit. He's a gay samurai. Which is
Right.
an option that you have to physically pursue. You have to physically be that type of person to pursue that.
Yeah, the romance option thing has always been like the gender pronoun thing. Like if you have an RPG of any kind or game where you can select those as an option, I've always eye rolled when people got mad at that because it's like it's there for people that want it. You don't need to like if that's the only criticism of the game, like it's really not that deep.
Like if you want to make Yasuke, gay, you can do that. If you want to make him straight, you can do that. So it's not like the game is telling you, yo, Yasuke's gay. He's gotta be gay.
So
You know what I mean?
on the note, right? Because obviously, like the first initial controversy was he's a black samurai, and
Right.
they're trying to get you to play as a historical figure that didn't have too much history as far as
Right.
what's been reported. It's more like he was around. Some people
Yeah.
think he was a samurai. Some people think he was just a retainer. Some people think he was just
Yeah.
a slave. Like the actual facts are not definite on what his role was in
Right.
Nobunaga's, empire was,
Right.
or dynasty or whatever it's called. But I think a lot of the controversy besides that was like the initial shit, and then it was like one of the sources that Ubisoft used was not an accurate source, and that
Yeah, it
was like the
wasn't at
main
all.
source they used building that character. So they had to issue an apology for that, which like, all right, they finally admit that, like, because at first they didn't, and then after that it was like, all right, yeah, we kind of fucked up. They
Right.
finally did like admit that. I think the second round of controversies, aside from all the pronoun shit and all that, because I don't care about that, it's not really that an issue to me. Is that there's a romance option for Yasuke to romance Nobunaga's sister.
Yes, yes, sir. I just did that last night.
Oh, damn. It's changing the course of history.
Yes, sir.
So, as far as I'm aware, because again, I'm not a historian. I also don't play Ass Creed games. So I'm coming at this of like outsider information, outsider looking in type situation to the controversy. And I always keep an eye on a lot of these controversies because I'm like, is this really that deep, or is it just, people just playing it up for clicks? As far as I know, the Prime Minister of Japan had responded to Assassin's Creed Shadows. And as far as I know, let me see if I can find the
he
quote.
basically said, "Stop being weird." Now, the commissioner for the shrines and shit like that, right? That was the big controversy before the game came out, was that you could destroy shrines, and that was
which is like a super cultural. Well, there was also a couple other controversies regarding either they use Chinese architecture or imagery
right
in the game to represent shit for Japan, which people called out, like Japanese like YouTubers and stuff called out. There's also that one was it the one arch that's from World War II after the bombs drop. They used that without the permission of the Japanese people.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's like, I don't know how they would go about doing all that stuff, but apparently it's a huge sign of disrespect towards the Japanese people. And then after that, I think the shrine thing was a huge note because that's like super important to them. And then after that, I think a good amount of people did have an issue with the fact that you could romance Nobunaga's sister, because apparently she's also like a huge historical figure in Japanese history.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like directly linked to the imperial royal family or whatever they call them. And then also like there was a lot of taglines about her being an honorable lady or something, like she would never like cheat on the Lord with someone like that. So like that's like the main issue, I think, as far as like the Japanese side, is like them bringing up those points and stuff, which is kind of an interesting thing, as like kind of plays into this question of like, especially with the shrine shit where you could destroy the shrines. And Ubisoft as a developer they're French, right? Not Canadian French.
Yes.
They're okay. I always, for whatever reason, I always think Ubisoft is in Quebec, but I think they have a studio out there.
Yeah, they do. It's in Montreal, I think.
Yeah. So like they're French people making a game about Japanese culture, and obviously some inaccuracies are going to happen. But it's like the question is like, is it as deep as like you're destroying a shrine, right, in a simulated game that's renowned to people that are you're essentially representing in this game in a certain time period of their history. Um, is it on the developers to be as accurate as possible, especially if they make that claim, or is it okay for developers in general to like kind of have like a creative license and let the kind of like, because I'll see the arguments on the against the people complaining about it, saying that, oh well, you as a player can do that, so like you're the one actually doing it, but it's like technically it is Ubisoft allowing you to do that action, so it's like it's kind of like a gray area there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man.
what do you think about that? Do you think the developer has a responsibility to uphold, especially if they're claiming historical accuracies, to
Yeah,
uphold the
I
culture
think
and history of a place that they're trying to represent? Or do you think it's like,
yeah.
who the fuck cares? It's just a video game, or
I think it's
something in
like
between?
I think it's definitely something in between because I think a lot of times, like again, like there's always gonna be that gray area. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything somebody's gonna always be offended. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
I've learned that in life that even if you feel like you're doing the right thing or you're going about something the right way, in a grand scheme of things, you're gonna offend somebody. You know what I mean? Like who
Hmm.
knows? All these years of games not having a they, them, he, him, she, her slider in it when you create your character
Right.
offended them and was wrong to do. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like we live in this era now in life. I mean, where I don't want to say people are sensitive because that's partly true and partly false. I just think a lot of people um I don't know how to say it. I feel like a lot of people just want to always feel included in something. They always want to be able to speak on something, even if,
Hmm.
like, I've learned that like 90% of the time, people who complain about something, they weren't even going to interact. I mean, they
Yeah,
weren't
like
even
the
gonna.
people that bitch about Assassin's Creed Shadows aren't
They
even
were
going to
never
actually
gonna
play the
play
game.
it. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
never gonna play it. I mean, so it's just one of those things where it's like I feel like people like the saying goes, people yap just to yap. I mean, we
Right.
have a podcast, we yap just to yap, but I think
I mean,
I
we're
think
just
what
getting our
I've
opinions out there.
always I think what I've always prided myself on, my content, this podcast, everything, is just speaking on things that I believe in, putting good things out there. We speak on the negative, like when we talked about X Defiant, right?
Right.
I feel like we shit on that game, but at the same time, we gave uh, good criticism at the
Yeah,
same
so
time. You know
there's
what I mean?
shitting on a topic or a game or idea, and then there's criticizing it. Do you
Right,
so the thing is with Shadows, obviously there's a lot of people who are blatantly racist against Yasuke being a protagonist in the game.
right.
And the question is like, if he wasn't a playable character or a protagonist, if he was just a side character like Da Vinci was in the Ezio saga or whatever, do you think that he would have got that same response? Or do you think it's more or less like there is like, obviously that was like a loud minority of people who gave a fuck about that specific topic, and then I'm sure if that wasn't like, if he wasn't a playable character, they probably wouldn't have said shit.
It's
They
weird
probably would have
because
focused on a couple other things, but like,
it's weird, man, because this is the biggest counter I can give to that, right?
right.
These people that are weird, these grifters, these weird fucking people, right? These are the same people that were like, "Oh man, Monster Hunter Wilds allows you to basically be a femboy." You know what I mean, like you could be a man that moves femininely and wears female clothes and stuff like that. We need to cancel this. They're putting that gay stuff in our games and stuff like that.
I
These are
mean,
the
yeah,
same
like
people that were
that's,
trying to do that. It was the same people trying to do
again,
that
I
until until
I roll at shit like that because it's,
right,
again,
right.
it's
Me
customization
too,
is option.
me too.
That makes no sense
Listen,
to bitch
listen.
about shit like that.
Talk to them, bro. They don't hear you. It's
Oh,
weird, right? But
but
listen,
what
listen.
I'm,
Let me get my
all
shit
right,
off. Let me get my shit off.
all right,
The
all
minute
right.
the minute Monster Hunter Wild started doing good to the point where they couldn't bitch about it, they couldn't complain, and probably some of them played it.
Mm-hmm.
That conversation went out the window.
Hopefully it changed their mind.
No, that conversation went right out the window.
I didn't even hear about that though. So like that's also what I'm talking about.
Once
like
they said they sold 8 million in that first weekend, that whole conversation about, oh man, this game is woke, the DEI shit was out the window.
Bro, all right, yeah, I am kind of tired of the DEI fucking woke shit, because it's like everything, like there's literally a list with the DEI shit, and I try not to talk about it when I'm streaming and stuff, but it's like, bro, they're just video games. At the end of the day, they're not trying to reprogram our brains or anything like that. Like they're just there for fun, for the audiences that they target. Like I saw the shit with Kingdom Come Deliverance where what's his name could have like a gay romance, and again, that's an option you can choose to do, but you don't have to do it, right? Same thing with like fucking no one really had a problem with fucking Baldur's Gate, which kind of boggled my mind, even with the bear scene. Like I didn't really hear too much about the bear scene being like a whole bestiality type shit. Like there was like, you literally bang a dude that turns into a bear as a bear. Like it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? But like I ain't hear fucking crickets about that shit for a good minute.
No, well, Baldur's Gate was like that too. They attacked Baldur's Gate at first. There's all this gay stuff in there until again, I feel like a lot of times is
if the game doesn't do well, it gets shit on. But if it does, they shut the fuck up about it.
But I think Ubisoft is a different scenario, because people, and rightfully so, I've said this on stream, I'm gonna say it here, rightfully so, Ubisoft's been fucking up. So they're easy target. They're easy to come at. They're the best thing to come at right now.
They haven't. I think
the grifters to get that W, for them to finally get it, because they've taken nothing but L's. I finally got blocked by Grums. He finally saw me enough to was like, yeah, I gotta block this.
Who the fuck is Grums?
Grums he's the number one. I'm not even gonna cloud him up with you, but he's the number one drifter. He's the number one person. He's the person that got ratioed by the fucking Assassin's Creed account.
Oh yeah, so Elon. Okay, all right. It was that because he posted the initial question, and then the Elon responded to that, and then Assassin's Creed was like
ratioed the shit. Ratio.
What did he say?
Elon basically said that it was about Hassan. Hassan said that the game was good. Grum said something along the lines like, "Oh, he's a
shill.
He's a paid person." And then Elon was like, "Oh, he's a bad person. He's a shill. He's this, that, and the third." And then that's when they hit him with the generation. Like, imagine buying a platform and you're the most hated person on it. Like, that's crazy. Like, I just couldn't.
I mean, that's actually kind of normal for companies and CEOs.
I couldn't sleep, bro. I couldn't sleep because I think the problem with Elon is like it's apparent now. And like, not to get political, he is chronically online, dog. That man is chronically online. He tweets more than anybody I fucking know. I don't know how the fuck he was trying to live up to the fact that I 100% legit made my PoE2 character when you're always on Twitter. Always on Twitter.
Well, dog. It's not even that. It's like he's in our government. He's also like owner of Tesla, and he's doing SpaceX shit. Like, the man is busy. I wouldn't believe that he would have the time to grind out hardcore PoE. So like,
bro, just the amount of time he spends on Twitter, it's like, bro, how do you do anything? How do you run these companies?
He's got an AI. He's got an AI.
He's on.
It's AI Elon the whole time. It's a fake Elon. It's not real.
That man is on Twitter all fucking day, dog. All fucking day. Like, I digress, man. Like I said. Again, got hit with that generational ratio, right? They were trying to get a win out of this Assassin's Creed thing. I think all of this shit, like the shrine shit, I understand. The shrine shit, I 100%.
Do you think it's like, all right? Going back to my earlier question.
Go ahead.
If you were to basically, you know how they changed the like blood for China and stuff, like censorship and shit for China when they sell to China. If they were to take out the ability to destroy the shrine in the Japanese version of Assassin's Creed Shadows, but kept it in for everywhere else, do you think that's A, a slap in the face of the country they're selling it to, or B, that's just like a hat, like they're trying to just like appease these guys, while also appeasing these guys, because that's what a lot of AAA games try to do. They try to capture the widest audience possible. Do you think they would like if that was the option, like the option to destroy it was like if I bought this in the Americas, I could just destroy the shrine, and then like in Japan, I would literally would be unable to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And then furthermore, adding on to that, if someone made a mod so I could destroy it, since it was something that you could do prior to them releasing the game, would there be would they ban that mod from that person? Would they, they like try to take it down? Like
Listen.
there's
Listen.
like a question of what is too far in a video game, and what is like riding the line.
All right,
And then,
ready?
yeah.
I'm about to say something. If you're not if you're a grifter, I'm gonna say something super controversial. Probably it's gonna kill you inside, right? To me, I generally do not give a fuck, dog. It is a game. It is art. We literally have movies that um mock Christianity, play with Islam,
Mm-hmm.
you know, play with, the Holocaust. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
We have all different types of forms of media, art, everything that play with things that other people would deem a no-no, right?
Right.
Me, again, with the shrine thing, I don't really mind if it's there, if it's not there. I'm not taking the time out of my play session in Assassin's Creed to be like, dog, I gotta slice this motherfucking shrine up, dog. There's something in my mind that makes me want to attack this shrine.
Bro just like sees it.
I'm
He busts open the wall like Kool-Aid Man, sees the shrine,
listen,
and just goes
every
crazy.
every time I see a shrine in Assassin's Creed Shadows, I pray at it. I hit triangle, pray at it, get my buff, and move on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's nothing in my body that makes me be like, you know what? I need to disrespect this shrine. This shrine has to go. It needs to go.
I need
You know what I mean?
I need to hit the crouch button several times
So,
on this shrine.
and I'm gonna be real with you. I know this argument's been said 1,000 times on the internet. I'm not gonna use the well in Assassin's Creed 2 you killed the Pope. I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use the thing of why are we looking at a game where we literally were flying around in the fucking sky, right? In the second game, or we were a fucking Native American crossing the goddamn Delaware River with George Washington. Why are we looking at this series for historical accuracy?
Well,
Why? And listen, without spoiling the game for you, right?
mm-hmm.
I like what they did with Yasuke's character a lot in this game. Because yes,
Okay.
they I feel like to a certain degree they kept it historical and then they went crazy with it because it is a fucking historical fiction game. It is historical fiction. So in the beginning of the game, yes, you are a slave. Yes, you're this. And then certain things happen to where Yasuke becomes samurai and then he does what he does afterwards. You know what I mean? But you gotta play the game, watch the game, do what you want to do to figure that out. I'm not gonna spoil it here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care for historical accuracies in games, bro. They literally, if you played, I think it was Assassin's Creed Syndicate, or maybe I think it was Unity, bro. You were an assassin in fucking World War One, bro. Like that shit ain't happening. That shit ain't happening, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just
Well, I think when it comes to historical accuracy, I think the problem is that Ubisoft themselves claimed it as such,
yeah,
and I
and they
think
were
that
fucking wrong for that. They were. I
yeah,
think
I think
anybody
that's
with
the
a brain,
main
with two
reason
brain
why
cells,
people
can say
harp on shit like that. But it's more or less the question was like, what's too far in a video game? And the shrine thing is like, to me, I personally don't really care too much because to me it's a game. It's not actually defacing an actual shrine in real life. I can understand if it upsets people
Bro,
that
did you
might
play
have.
Modern Warfare 2? Did you play the old one,
Oh
2001?
yeah, oh yeah, I did.
Did you play the mission No Rushing?
Oh, I shot those civilians.
bro, you're a murderer. You're a killer. You see how stupid that is, man? Like,
Yeah, no, but
I just don't,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't,
There
I
is
don't
there
get
is
I don't get the
the
connections with certain things.
the line is that right, and it does kind of like on a bigger conversation how ridiculous people get offended when we're killing each other over like I'll go back to the teabagging controversy where people were trying to ban people over teabagging, and I'm like, but we're literally murdering each other in the same fucking game, like. Like I always thought that was weird, but there is eventually going to be a line where someone's going to try and take it too far to like a bunch of crazy essay type shit, and especially involving like underage people. But I'm saying like in terms of that line, does this cross that line or is this like not even close?
And not even close, bro.
Okay,
I'm about to make a shirt. I'm about to make a shirt and I'm gonna sell it. And it's gonna say on the shirt, it's gonna say, "Hurt no one, offend everybody." Because that's literally the world that we live in. Like you didn't do anything wrong, but somehow everybody's upset. Like
right.
I just again, I'm an American mixed race man, all right? An American mixed race man, black, white. I mean, no Asian in me at all. So I again, unfortunately, I have no cultural ties to these shrines, to these deities, anything cultural things and stuff like that. I would like to go to Japan one day and kind of see these things for myself and kind of
He wants to go to Japan to fuck up the shrine in person.
Yeah, watch out, bro. Watch out, man. I might just get a
He
fucking
just shows up in red samurai armor and starts
I might have an undesirable urge to just destroy shrines when I get over. Like that shit's crazy. Like, bro, like we got to do better as a human race, man. Like I said, like I get people these days they want to be able to. I think a lot of things like the internet is the blame. Sometimes you gotta log off. You gotta log the
Yeah,
fuck
I mean,
off.
like
You
I
gotta
can
log
understand.
off and like you gotta breathe. You gotta fucking breathe because I know there's gonna hurt some people, but you're like not the main character, dog.
Right.
You're not him. This world does not surround around you. There's people who literally like my whole life do not like my existence at all. They do not like
Yeah.
who I am. They do not
Yeah.
like that I am a biracial man. They feel like my mom destroyed her genes, her legacy, everything. They feel like I'm not worthy to walk this land. And guess what I do every day? I wake up, I breathe, I keep moving. I don't
Mhm.
feel the need to be for my feelings to be guarded in every situation. Like I've said it for all of these games. I've never played Mafia 3, but I like how Mafia 3 does not hold the fuck back. It does not hold back. They call you
Right.
the hard R. They got the KKK. They have people who blatantly disrespect you the entire game. I like shit like that. Bro, I'm playing the new Indiana Jones game, dog. It's the first time I've heard a motherfucking person call a Nazi in I don't know how long. And
Yeah, that is
we've had eight fucking the modern
that is kind of
World War
crazy.
II Call
Like
of Duty games.
the Battlefield was a World War II was literally like your team, my team, and it was just a British guy half the time on both sides. Like
Yeah, and it was the Axis team.
it wasn't even Access. It was just
Well,
enemy
in
team.
Call of Duty, they don't even call them Nazis anymore. They call them the Axis. And
Dude,
fucking Indiana Jones, I got a clip coming out probably this week. I've been meaning to drop it, bro. The dude does the whole fucking the whole salute and everything. It says Hail Hitler and everything. I'm like,
do
yo,
you?
this is nuts. Like we have a World War II M-rated shooter that doesn't even
I'm
do
gonna go
that.
ahead. I'm gonna find that clip. I'm gonna report you to Twitch and say you're breaking TOS. See what
Bro,
happens.
that shit is fucking insane. That Indiana Jones of all fucking games is the game that's like, nah, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But we got Call of
It's
Duty
got to
over here
stay
talking
accurate
about
to the movies. It's got to
dog,
stay accurate
dog,
to the historically
yo.
accurate to the movie.
When I seen that shit, no bullshit. I gave that game like 2 extra points. That game might be one of my no
Bro
bullshit.
saw a dude
No
Hail
bullshit.
Hitler and was like,
I was
"Yo,
like, yo,
best game." What
for
the fuck?
just for the accuracy there. Like y'all didn't hide it. Y'all didn't hide it. Y'all didn't say, oh, the access powers. Y'all said, no, that's a
Bro
fucking Nazi.
said they
That's a
got
fucking
Nazis in
Nazi,
this
dog.
game. extra
bro,
2
because my thing is, we went so long in these games, bro. We went so
Bro has
long.
been fiending for Nazi content. That's crazy.
Yes. I just want to
Someone
play.
clip this out of context, please.
I just want to play a World War II game in that era where people say, "Hey, that's a fucking Nazi, dog." That's it. That's what I want. I don't want these people to be like, "You're the bad guy." Like, bro, what are we 12? What are we 12, dog? Like, unfortunately, Nazis existed. They fucking existed. They were the worst thing that ever happened to history ever.
Yep.
I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them for context. But we can't just act like they didn't exist, bro. We can't do that, though. I hate that shit. It's the same thing with racism. We can't act like this shit doesn't exist. We can't fucking act like.
Yeah, on that note, like the whole
I'm about to get to that. I'm about to get to
Okay.
that. We can't act like a 6'7" black man walking in Japan during the Sengoku era in fucking 1587 was just not normal. And people in the game, they're not like super racist with it, but they come up to Yasuke and they're like, "Yo, man, you're unfit to be a samurai, man. You're not one of us. You don't know nothing about us." I mean, there's some people talk about, "Oh, you're a black man." I mean, go back to your country. They say that in the game. I like that. Please give me racism. Please give me that shit because it makes fucking sense. It makes sense.
I get it from like like it's the funniest shit to hear it from somebody.
Hold up. I'm not done.
I get it.
Call of Duty Vanguard, right? Call of Duty Vanguard 2 years ago, we had fucking black man, a fucking black man lead a team of different like Polish, Russian, different ethnicities, whatever. All white though. They're all white. There was one fucking guy who says something about it. Everybody else is like, "Yeah, black guy, you're my best friend. I love." It didn't go down like that. It didn't fucking happen like that, my man. You know what I mean? It didn't happen like that.
Right.
And it was
so
like
you're just as
racist.
mad. You're just as mad because it's not historically accurate, is what you're saying?
Yeah, bro. Like you're being subtly racist. The one dude is like subtly racist. He's just like, "I don't like that guy." Like, why don't you like that guy? Why don't you like that guy? Just go ahead and say it or do it or whatever.
Oh my god, dude!
Like,
I
like.
No, it's funny to me because we were talking about the historical inaccuracy, and then they like claimed that all this shit was historically accurate, which caused the backlash, and now you're basically like on the opposite kind of side, but at the same time, the same argument.
Because we be worried about the wrong shit, bro. We be worried about the wrong shit,
right?
Like, dog, it's just like, dog, the historical accuracies I want is, like I said, like, don't try to erase something. Don't try to just get rid of it like it didn't exist. Nazis were bad fucking people. They killed millions of fucking people. Can we call them Nazis? Can we call them fucking Nazis? Yeah. Can I maybe, like, if I'm sneaking around and I see a Nazi and he does the little Hail Hitler thing?
I have to ask though, bro.
Go ahead.
Do you think Yasuke should have clapped that lady Nobunaga's sister's cheeks like that?
I did it.
Is that historically accurate?
It's not, man. It's not at all. But again,
it didn't happen like that.
It's historical fiction. The whole character himself, in a sense, is historically fictitious.
Right.
But let's not try to erase the shit that kind of makes fucking sense. Like I said, man, a 6'7" black man.
So you're fine. You're fine with the way that Ubisoft portrayed Yasuke's interaction with the culture of the world.
A little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you try to completely erase, like I said, like Call of Duty for the longest has been just trying to, like, they want to be in World War II, but they don't want to call them Nazis. You know what I mean? They want to try to make the Nazis seem like they're just fucking regular bad guys. They are terrible fucking people. Committed.
Oh yeah, no, they're
atrocities.
They're literally whole like
genocide,
supervillains. Genocide. That's bad. It's a bad thing that happened. But they also have characters that have been that are supervillains. Like, what is his name? what is it? Hydra is basically an allegory for Nazis.
Yeah, yeah, in
For the
Marvel
Marvel
universe.
universe, like
Yeah.
you have like shit that's been inspired by that
Now that
shit.
I understand, because Marvel is around kids a lot, so it's like you don't wanna expose them to
Right.
too much of the real. I mean, that makes sense. We're playing an M-rated fucking game. Call of Duty is rated M for fucking mature. I have to be 18 or older to play it, man.
No,
I
you
should
don't.
be
No,
I
you
should
don't.
be able to.
You can be
I
8.
should,
You can be
my
5.
my fault. My fault. They shouldn't be fucking playing it. But at the same time, get ready to hear the word fucking Nazi, dog. Get ready to hear it, because you're gonna hear it. It's fucking crazy that we
It's
live in
all
this world.
it's a yeah, no, on a without any like an outside non-gamer guy looking in, it's kind of crazy if you look at it and you're like, "Huh, these people are getting really mad because they're killing each other in a video game." But when someone tries to put historically accurate Nazis in the game, they lose their shit.
Whoa, whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa! What are you doing there, bro? Like, come on, we can't be doing that.
bro, people are casually murdering each other with
But when you walk into an airport and just shoot a bunch of civilians, it's just
All
this
right, now
white boy.
you're gonna get us put on a list. You need to chill the fuck out. Calm down.
I
Calm the
just
fuck
don't.
down,
I don't
bro.
understand people, bro.
Bro,
Like that's
FBI. This we ain't doing that. It's cool. We're good. We're
listen,
good.
man.
All right. He's
Listen,
just
dog.
mad. He wants his Nazis in his game.
I do, bro. I just want that. Like, I don't know why we try to like
No, I
sugarcoat things,
understand. I'm
man.
just making jokes, but I understand. I understand you want like certain things have changed. Shit has been super sanitized to the point where it's like not authentic, and therefore it ruins the immersion of the story mode or game or whatever the fuck you're doing. And therefore we have been coming kind of like like reside
It
on
didn't
or
ruin
rely
it.
on. It kind
It
of
doesn't
does
ruin
ruin
it.
it.
It
It
to
kind of
me,
does
it
ruin it.
doesn't ruin it. It's just like it's like because we talked about it before. I don't know if we talked about it on this podcast. I think we did on the last one. I hate the DEI shit. I hate the DEI shit. I hate it. I fucking hate it because it's like, dog. You're gonna hurt no one, but you're gonna offend everyone somehow,
Right.
some way. I mean, and I think that's the problem with these type of like look, when you try to introduce all this DEI shit, when you try to all right, let's try to make everybody feel included. Let's try to do all this stuff, and it's just like can't. Unfortunately, dog, you can't do that. You can't do that because one thing I hate more than anything is forced DEI. I hate it. I hate when it's forced. I hate when it's forced to like the black man. I hate when it's forced to like the black man. You know what I mean? I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? Racism exists. When we're in a certain time period, when we're in the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, I want my racism. It needs to be there because that is just something that it was there, bro. Stop trying to erase it to save people's feelings. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't face the fact that American history is kind of fucked up, bro, then maybe you need to just stay inside, man. They got
Right.
DoorDash, they got Instacart, do all that shit. Never touch grass. I mean, never
Right.
go outside
No,
because you're not
I
gonna be able to
think
face the reality that at the end of the day, when you walk outside, people are not gonna like who you are. They're not gonna
so.
like
I
what you
think
wear. They're not gonna like what you represent. But you didn't
I
hurt
think
anyone.
I think it's more or less like I guess when we're taking it in from our perspective as like Americans, right?
Right.
That grew up with a lot of this stuff in our video games and kind of like didn't really give a shit. I think like when you take the perspective, I guess from the because if the fucking prime minister is talking about this from Japan to the point where he believes that it's going to cause crime in his country, from like copycat violence or whatever is like a loosely veiled quote from what I'm getting from this article. Um, like and like, do you think from like an American standpoint where we're kind of used to just everything getting kind of fucked up for the most part, like people just do whatever with whatever, like as you said, but in a country where majority of their culture is kind of like unilaterally agreeing upon a set cultural thing, do you think that's more of like the
Hmm.
responsibility on the game developer to try and get it right to some extent? So like
Yes, I think
with the
it's the
shrine
I
destruction
think
thing,
that
like
yeah, I think
it's important to
that
the
was a good save for them. I think that was a good save for them
and
to
then
like
also with like
stop
their
that.
historical figures, do you think that's like where it's like I know
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Now we're in a gray area because now it's like who do
did
we
you
not
need to
play
put
with?
it in where you're banging a historical like female figure? You know,
No, probably didn't need to. It
did
really
you need
did
to?
nothing to the story, but it was one of those things like, hey, you can do it. Like the fuck,
All right,
why the fuck not?
fair enough. I'm just saying, like, if they're worried about offending people, that's the main thing. If they're worried about offending people, but they're doing things to offend the culture they're attempting to represent, is that the same? Like, do you think it's a fair criticism to call them out on that?
Nah,
Nah.
like I said, I just think, we just need to let, because as we said a bunch of times on this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
games are art. We just gotta let the art do its thing. We gotta understand that that thing we skip in the beginning of every game, where it pops up in the beginning and it says, the photo sensitivity and all that shit, and it says, "Hey, this is a fictitious game. Some of these characters may portray real people, but this is not historically accurate." All that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They've been putting that in every Assassin's Creed game since the first game. Like
Mm-hmm.
they literally said in the beginning, when you start the first game, it's like, "Yo, we use certain religion and stuff like that in this game. It does not represent our beliefs and this, that, and the third, and da da da. It's art, bro. We just, if we have to tiptoe around everything,
Mm-hmm.
then like, dog, like some of the
So we
best,
should take
like
it as it is and not remove all the context of like the real world influences and stuff.
listen, don't clip this out of context with the shit I said
Oh, there's a
earlier.
lot of
This is
shit I'm
gonna
gonna clip out
this
of
is this is
context for
gonna be
this one.
crazy because
I'm
this is
gonna
gonna
get
be
you
crazy.
canceled.
If you clip the first joint and then clip this, it's gonna be like, okay, you're like,
Yeah.
is Blaze Kanye West? Like, yeah, like,
Yo, all right,
but Pete,
settle down there,
Pete,
sir.
it's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy. If you're have a brain, right? Schindler's List, man, is a
Mm-hmm.
movie about World War II, about a guy who owns a factory during World War II, who makes stuff for the Nazis and stuff. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna say Germans because I don't want to hurt y'all feelings too much. We're gonna say Germans. We're gonna say Germans.
No, he
Okay.
did it for the Nazis. Historically, it was for the Nazis. The Nazis
Yeah.
like claimed his
Yeah.
factory
So
for their own.
yeah, he
Yeah.
made a factory, but he was like, "Hey, I can make this factory more efficient if I fucking had free slaves doing that shit." And he had that shit with Jews and shit like that. And
Mm-hmm.
there's like a good part to the end of it, right? It's not a whole grim movie, but the movie shows and depicts the evil of like the Nazis and stuff like that very well. And that's one thing I've always really liked about that movie, is that it's like I was young when I first watched it. Like I'd already played like Medal of Honor, all those like old Call of Duty games. So I already kind of had an understanding, but to see it like not on a big screen, because again, I seen it like
Well,
years
yeah,
after
the
it
games
came out.
don't really show you the horrors too much
Yeah,
of the
too much, but
what
that
they do.
movie showed you everything. It showed
Yeah,
you
it showed you
literally
everything.
everything. And like to be like, I probably was like 13, 14 when I seen that joint in school and shit like that. And it was
Yeah.
like, yo, that shit was kind of crazy. Like, you know what I mean? But like, it wasn't like it was trying to promote, you know,
The
yeah, these
Nazis.
guys were the good guys. It literally was trying to just depict the horrors and the realism of the crimes and the atrocities that the Nazis committed, the shit that they've done. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like even Schindler himself at the end of the movie kind of comes to that conclusion, like, yo, like I have become a part, even though I've done good by helping some of these Jews get away from the concentration camps and some of the evil ends they would have faced.
Mhm.
I'm still a bad person because I fed into the engine
He
of
profited off it essentially, yeah.
exactly. And yo, that's why that movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, because it's like, dog, it's depicting the realism and how that shit affected everyone,
Mhm.
everyone, everyone. Like we wouldn't have those type of movies if people were just like, I don't want to offend anybody by having that scene where like they're literally throwing bodies into a ditch. You know what I mean, and shit like
Yeah.
that, or they're shooting people point blank in the head because they're not following commands and shit. We wouldn't have that type of art. So it's like, dog, sometimes we just gotta stop getting offended and let people just do what they do. And if you don't like it because it's like not historically accurate, or it's not this, it's not that, that is a fine critique to have, but
Mhm.
it's not something to just I don't see the rage and the hate over the shit.
You don't
I
think it
don't
should
see it.
gotten as much hate from at least from
As
the American
yeah,
side of
bro.
things?
I just don't get it. Like, if there's Japanese people out there that are offended by this game, like I'm gonna say I apologize, but at the same time, like it is what it is, bro. Like, I
Okay.
Like, dog, they literally had white people playing as the gods of Egypt, the ancient Egyptian gods. They had white people playing as the motherfuckers, bro. Like,
What
yeah, I mean, and
was it
people in
Odyssey?
Egypt played. No, and it's called like the Gods of Egypt. That's the movie. It was a movie back in like 2009.
Oh, that was the one where it's just like a really just like generic action movie.
Yeah, it
Bunch of
fucking
bad
sucked.
CGI.
It fucking sucked,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Like,
those movies are terrible.
even like Egyptians were just like, yo, like we don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I mean, I see how everybody over there is going crazy. Like, we don't give a fuck. Like, they didn't give two fucks. Like, it's just a fucking movie. Like, I think that's the mindset like we need to have these days. Like, just stop. Just stop. I get some of y'all need the Twitter check that bad. So y'all gotta be chronically online and y'all gotta just live these depressing lives where you hate 24/7. Get it. I understand life sucks that you have to be that way, but I promise I and hopefully Ignite too, because we're both part of this podcast. We will never condone that type of shit. We will never condone hate.
No,
We will never
I
condone
don't do
violence.
the I don't
We
do
will never
the
condone
we
none of
don't
that shit. What
I
we
don't
will
fuck with no
condone,
racism in here. We don't fuck with no
exactly.
Nazis in
What
here. We
we
don't
will
fuck
condone,
with people just hating on people just to hate on people because they're different. Like I don't. Oh, yeah.
what we will
Diddlers,
always
on the other hand,
condone, what we will always condone is good games.
no.
That's it. That's it. Good
Yeah,
games.
good games, no
If a
diddlers.
game is bad, we say it's bad and we move on. We're not gonna make it our whole
I
personality.
don't know. I
We're not
kind of
gonna,
want to milk Concord a little bit more. I'm getting to that point where I'm watching the episode for
bro. We
secret
can.
level.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Yes, but
Let
look, we
me
spent a lot
shit
of
on
time
that
on this.
dead game a little more. X Defiant, you ain't done yet. Let me dig up this grave.
Listen, we spent a lot of time on this. Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I
I
know
mean,
you
it
got to
is a
stream. I got
big.
to
It
stream.
was a
Yeah,
big topic, so
yeah, no, no, yeah. We
it's
had
good
this.
to know
We had this
that
issue.
at least gameplay wise, Ubisoft did not fuck this game, and it wasn't another mid-tober type game. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't just mid.
we might have to change the title of this motherfucking podcast because the we didn't even get
Derek
to the
loves
main topic yet.
Nazi.
We didn't even get to the main topic yet, man. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
all right. But on that note, you're giving it a 9.5. The
Right.
controversies surrounding it are kind of like a subjective type thing. Like it's you don't agree that you should have to really worry too much about it to enjoy this game. And I'm kind of like in that same camp where it's like the line for whether or not this game should be just taken down because they do something in it that's like considered just awful, like against a crime against humanity is not there. It's nowhere close to that line. So like it's just if you don't like the choices that you can do in the game, don't do them.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah.
All right.
Like, yeah, man. Just stop being fucking weird, bro.
Now
Like, like
how do you feel about Verdansk? Is that historically accurate?
oh man. All right. So yeah, we still got to do 2 more reviews before we get to the fucking main topic of the
You're the one that wants to
podcast.
do reviews on the goddamn podcast and just say instead of just making a separate video going, this game is good. This
Well,
game is bad.
eventually I'm gonna do that. Eventually, we're gonna get to that point where I'm gonna just do video reviews and stuff like that. We're gonna get to that point soon. We're trying to get the podcast a lot more formulaic and formatted. We got
We're trying to
Google
make it
Docs
more
now.
boring.
We got show notes now. I mean, so
We've been had
we don't
show
just have
notes.
to
We just never
spitball
use them.
yeah, we do, but it's usually just us throwing shit in Discord. Now we actually have a Google Doc we can look at. So yeah, long story short, Call of Duty's new season just dropped. It just came out literally like a couple days ago. I've been playing it. As y'all know, I streamed the shit out of it Friday. Verdansk is back, which is the OG map. Call of Duty is at this point right now where I think they kind of know people are kind of sick and tired of their bullshit. They had a great product with Black Ops 6 and they've kind of
They
fucked
fucked
it
it
up.
up.
They fucked it up. They dropped the ball really fast. They had full momentum when it first came out, and then they kind of like let that momentum die out with bad updates. You know,
cheating and hacking. Then
yeah,
a
it
lot of
wasn't
people
even the
complaining
content.
about.
Like, content was great. I think the content they've been feeding us every season has been good. I just think it's everything around it: the cheaters, the hackers,
The
things now
skill-based
fucking
matchmaking, a lot of people
working,
complain.
skill-based matchmaking.
Yep.
Really, for me, the 2 biggest thing is skill-based matchmaking. Things just not fucking working. Like Warzone has been kind of broken and is still broken. All right, and we're not gonna
Mhm.
act like it's not still broken. Like the shit, it still does not fucking work. the
Mhm.
way it's supposed to. Um, with the new map, and especially with this season being so Warzone focused, like this season is literally they went back in time. Like we got Verdansk is back, which is the OG Warzone map. We got
Hasn't
some
been
OG
Verdansk been in
guns.
Warzone like every single major Call of Duty release?
What?
Verdansk? How
It
old is
was in
Verdansk? I don't play Call of Duty like
it
that.
was in Call of Duty up until Vanguard. They took it out in Vanguard, so it was in
So was it in the
Cold
original
War.
Warzone?
It was in the original Warzone, Cold War, and then that was it. When
Okay.
Vanguard
So
came out, they switched to Caldera,
so this
and
is
then
like
when
Blood
Modern
Gulch for
Warfare
y'all.
2, yeah, and then Modern Warfare 2 came out. They came out with Al Mazrah, and then when Modern Warfare 3 came out, they came out with the worst map of all time, Urzikstan. That shit was ass. I'm glad it's gone. Holy shit, that map was so fucking bad. I thought Caldera was bad. I was a Caldera hater, but that map was terrible. But
Mhm.
anyway, we're getting off topic. They went back. Um, that's what every game is doing now, right? I've talked about it on the stream. I mean, Apex did it last season with them going back to OG Apex for that one little event they did where you could play the original Apex with like the original characters and all their original powers and
Oh,
how
side
they
note,
felt
that
like
I have heard a rumor that Titanfall 3 might get announced, for 2026.
yeah. Well, I believe it when
Just
I see it. I believe when I see it.
I'm
Um,
hoping for it.
But yeah, they brought back a whole bunch of iconic guns for this season. You got the Kilo, which is a free gun if you log in. You just gotta log in.
Got the
Um,
M1 Grand?
yeah, no, the Kilo.
Did they
Kilo
got the
was
bar?
the AR from the
The
Kilo was
Thompson.
the this motherfucker, man.
You said
Kilo was the
OG,
gun.
I figured Call of Duty 3.
That was the OG from Modern Warfare 2019. That was the OG, man. 5 years ago, that was the OG.
Okay.
That was the OG.
I would like an M1 Grand, please. I like that ping
They got
sound.
the conversion kit for the SWAT 5.56 marksman rifle to turn it into the Growl from Modern Warfare 2019. And then we got the AMAX and the HDR. The HDR is the sniper rifle from Modern Warfare 2019. Remember, that was the one-shot sniper. And then we got the AMAX, which is the craziest AR of all time. We got some new multiplayer maps. We got Barrage, Nomad, which is a 2v2 map, and then we got Fine Range is back. They made some ranked improvements. We're just going to glaze over this real quick. I like the new guns. It's good to see the OGs back. Verdansk is cool. They reverted a lot of changes. Floating loot is back. I really like that too. That shit's just not laying on the ground and you look all stupid trying to pick things up. Like, yeah, I like how they just kind of went back to how they should have never changed it. Um,
Mhm.
the season's dope. The season's dope. Now, is this gonna save Warzone? Like I said on stream, I don't think so, dog. I think in we've talked about this. We have a whole podcast talking about nostalgia is a motherfucker. I think a lot of people feed in nostalgia and I know Call of Duty has been just trying to lock in with the nostalgia bait with this from the trailers to
Still waiting.
everything, trying to make you feel like, oh man, we're back in
I'm
2020.
still waiting for my
Listen,
Master Chief skin. They've never dropped that. I'm so upset.
2020 is long and gone. We're back at work. Pandemic is over. No more PPP. You know what I mean? Like things are never going to go back to the way they used to. And I just think Warzone is this thing this anomaly that Call of Duty has now that they've got to kind of learn to separate. They kind of got to find a way to separate it from what we what we have with Call of Duty. I think Warzone for the longest has needed to be its own entity, kind of like how Blackout was. Like it just needs to be its own thing, separated from Call of Duty. It doesn't need to be updated every time the mainline Call of Duty updates. I think they just need to find a way to just like this happy medium. I would honestly like, and I know I'm gonna upset a lot of people, a lot of content creators, because I know a lot of y'all eat off of fucking Warzone and y'all watch this podcast. But I really do think Warzone is this thing that just needs to go. Battle Royale needs to go. I'm gonna say it to the high heavens. DMZ was the next evolution of Call of Duty. Y'all failed it. Y'all let it go, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. But I do think that was the next evolution, and
The DMZ was fun. I
y'all
like
didn't allow it to
extraction
grind.
shooters a lot,
I
especially
think,
PvP
yeah,
focused
me
ones.
too. I think battle royales are just kind of like dead. They need to go. They need to fucking go. I mean, I want to see them
I
go.
think they should exist in like again. I've always thought battle royale should always been like a separate game mode. Like I think Warzone's fine, but I don't like how Call of Duty filters literally everything into it.
Yeah,
Um, that's just like you don't. There's no where do I go to multiplayer to level my guns up for Warzone? Multiplayer, and like I have to go to DMZ to get the new gun so I can have it for Warzone. You know what I mean? Like it should like some ecosystems should be kind of like a little bit separated. Like Halo, you got your firefight people, you got your competitive multiplayer people, you got people who like building maps. Like I don't mind that the ecosystems are a little separated there. So I think them always filtering everything around Warzone, even though that
yeah,
was like a good strategy at first, I think it just doesn't have a long lasting thing because it becomes routine. I'm not playing deathmatch multiplayer to be good at the game. I'm just playing it to level up my SMG so I can get that attachment so I can
right.
take it into Warzone and be good at Warzone. And Warzone plays fundamentally different from your core Call of Duty experience in multiplayer. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a good
I just
translation.
I think, like I said, not to spend too much time on this. I think the update's cool. Will it save Warzone? No.
Nope, Call
I
of Duty
do.
is
I
dead.
do. I do think. Nah, it's far from
It's
dead. I do.
dead.
It's not dead. I
It's
think
dead.
it's not dead. It'll never die. Unfortunately, it'll never die. It's like that roach is gonna keep coming
It's
back.
been
I
dead. It just
I
keeps
think
reanimating. It's
I
zombies.
I think for me, they fixed the things that I cared about the most, which was like ranked. My ranked homies have been telling me ranked feels a lot better. The SR gains feel good. I haven't seen too many. I haven't seen any hackers. I seen one hacker or on
You probably haven't
advanced.
seen them because they usually do a ban wave at the start of a season.
Yeah,
Standard practice for most of the time.
I had heard, at least I'm not sure if it was Siege or Call of Duty, they are dedicating a whole thing. No, I think I'm thinking of Siege. But they're starting to dedicate like basically task force and resources to anti-cheating measures. Because again,
good.
not just some guy in a basement anymore. It's a
Right.
whole industry. So
Yeah. I think
that kills literally any competitive shooter in any platform ever. Focus
yeah,
the cheaters.
cheating is a big problem in duty, man. It's been a huge problem. I always told people I think that was one of the biggest things that turned me off of X Defiant was that I just feel like X Defiant had way too many cheaters, and I don't think they didn't do a lot to mitigate that. Like again, we don't have kill cams, so we couldn't see if that person was accurately cheating. So we're just kind of reporting these people off of the notion of like I feel like they're cheating. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised that Halo doesn't have more cheaters. I'm be honest.
I mean, who the fuck is playing Halo, man? Like, you know what I mean?
Fucking
It's
me,
like,
dog.
but
It's all right,
nah,
bro. Yeah, it's all right. Call of Duty's dead. I got you, homie. Our
nah.
franchises are dead. I
Call of
love
Duty.
you. It's okay. Bring it in,
As
dog.
as much as I want Call of Duty to, I really want Call of Duty to fail. I think it's going to take a lot more than just like cheaters in SBMM. I do. I will say this though. I think a lot of the majority of normies, because again, the casual player base is what dictates a lot of these changes and things that
It's true.
happen. I think that the casual audience is starting to wake up to Call of Duty, like the SBMM, like just things. I think the biggest problem with Call of Duty is that, and I've been waking up a lot of my friends too, is that the game is actively um working against you. It's doing a lot of malpractice to create engagement, to get you to buy things, um, to keep you on the game as long as possible. You know what I mean? It's doing
Mhm.
a lot of things that it shouldn't do to alter your experience to make it better when in reality it's making it way worse, right? Like I've
Mhm.
talked about it on stream 1,000 times. You can call me a tinfoil hat with it. I'll be frying for 3, 4 games, and all of a sudden now my bullets aren't doing any damage, right? My bullets aren't doing any fucking damage. Or I had a game the other day. I dropped 110 kills, and in the next game I'm playing the greatest Call of Duty players of all time. Like I was
Right.
playing the greatest players of all. I dropped 110 kills, and I went like 110 and like 40 something. I was frying, dog. And in the next game, I can't even put 2 kills together. You know what I mean? I'm going against the greatest of all time. And again,
Bro,
we
it's
talked
clearly
about
a
it on
skill
my
issue,
stream.
you know?
We talked about it on my stream a lot because a lot of my friends that I play with aren't on my skill level. I ain't gonna talk that shit, but they really not on my skill level. So for them, that is a really unenjoyable experience for them to just get this crazy whiplash. Like one game, they're doing just okay because they're not doing great. They're doing just okay, and then the next game they can't even survive. Dog. But when they get in their lobbies, then when they're not playing with me, they're having a great time. They're dropping 30 kills, 10 deaths, all that shit. It's the SBMM. It does a lot to hurt the player base because again, Call of Duty to me has always been a social game. People always say Call of Duty is one of your favorite games. You love Call of Duty. I like what Call of Duty provides content-wise and for my community and just in general. I like that Call of Duty is a very social game. You can all hop on. It's cross-play as fuck. It's free with Warzone. You know what I mean? Like it's free on Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's the only reason I played 6.
Yeah, again, I like the social aspect of Call of Duty. I feel like they do too much to hurt the overall fun I have with it. And it's just like that's my biggest problem. I mean, that's my biggest problem. I only hop on COD if the homies is on COD. I'm not playing COD by myself. I can play my single player games by myself. You know what I mean, so again, the problem that they have to fix, it's not Verdansk that's going to save this game. It's not them bringing these old ass guns back and making them overpowered. It's going to fix the game. It's going to be them having to fix the skill based matchmaking. They got to fix that. Once they fix that, we'll be in a better place. Until then, enjoy what we got. I mean, get
all
the
right.
whiplash. I mean, so that's an easy way to sum it up. I'm gonna wait on the last review until the next podcast because you didn't play yet. So we're gonna wait until that.
I'm literally gonna check it out tonight, so I'll probably have a better idea of how it's been because they're also releasing not everything all at once too.
So 2 hours later, is this even a main topic anymore? Can we not call this? Isn't going to be the main topic anymore.
This should be a main topic.
It's crazy because this is the main.
2 main topics.
We're 2 hours into the podcast and we're finally getting to the main topic. So
listen, all right, you had a lot to say about controversies and how terrible Assassin's Creed 3 is, and
so
how dead Call of Duty is.
The main topic here is Nintendo has announced the specs and pricing of the Switch 2, and gamers are talking. The price of the Switch console in US dollars is $449 for just the console and $500 bundled with Mario Kart World. The price of Mario Kart World in all Nintendo first-party games will now be $80 for digital and $90 physical. But got to edit to that. Nintendo then delayed the pre-orders because of the U.S. tariffs, which may hike the prices of the console and Switch 2 games even further.
Yep.
Right? They just did a Nintendo Direct. They showed off a bunch of games.
By the way, for my FromSoft fans, I understand your pain because the new Dusk Blood game
the Bloodborne successor game is coming to Switch, and it actually looks good. And
it's only on Switch, and I think it does have co-op too, because apparently it was
multiplayer. The whole game is the whole premise of the game is multiplayer.
Yep.
The game is multiplayer centric. Like
it looks fucking fire as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. And you play as the vampire, and I'm not a huge fan of vampire games, but I will play this one.
Listen, as y'all know, I got a kid on the way, so I had to talk to the fiance. I could call it fiance at this point.
Let's go.
It's basically there, right? I had to talk to the fiance and tell her. I had to say, look, this console's $500, but I want it. I need it. The kid might like it. Yeah, I mean, the kid might like the colors and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I had to try to sell it.
Bro, the cope is crazy.
I want this shit so fucking bad.
I'm with you there, but I don't want it for it's funny to me because
talk about it.
I want it, but I want it for Pokemon ZA because they're bringing back Mega Evolutions and shit, so it looks fire too. I want it because of Metroid Prime 4. We haven't had an actual Prime series Metroid in like a literal fucking decade. There's also the GameCube emulator that's on there now. You can play old GameCube games. So hopefully Geist will be put back on there. I know it's an obscure third-party title, but I really enjoyed it, and hopefully it's as good as I remember. Like there's so much that I wish the original Switch had on there that it just didn't. But my gripes with the original Switch is that it just did not have a lot of it was either some of the games were not fully optimized or the Switch just its hardware was just not strong enough for what they were trying to do. And a lot of people are flaming the Switch 2 because it has technically inferior hardware, but I think it's slightly better than what the Switch was originally. You could correct me if I'm wrong on that because I'm not entirely sure.
So what I've heard, what I've seen, right? It said in handheld it'll play 120 frames at 1080p.
Yeah,
so that's really good to me, right? And then docked, I heard that the console will
docked.
be
I saw 4K
60. 4K60 is it?
That's a pretty decently high spec to reach for the
like
games that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's perfect for me.
All right.
I play my Switch. Not to cut you off, bro. My bad.
Right.
But I play my Switch a lot docked. I play it probably, I would say 70% more docked than I do handheld.
Yeah.
So I do like the option of power both ways. I do like that. Hey, if I take it off the dock, it'll still look good and it'll run great because that was my biggest problem with Pokemon Scarlet.
Yeah.
Is that if it wasn't docked, it didn't run good at all.
Even when it was docked, it didn't run great either.
It ran better than when it wasn't docked.
No, right? I agree. But again, that was my biggest gripe with that game and a lot of open world games with the Switch One is that even when it was docked, when it was supposedly getting the most amount of power, it still was, there's still a lot of stuttering. There's still a lot of like frame rate drops and stuff. And I feel like if you're going to advertise this game as like kind of or advertise this platform as like able to handle games like fucking FromSoft, and they did put Elden Ring on there, okay? Right. Just like they put Skyrim on the Switch, they put it on. They put Elden Ring on there. Elden Ring about to be the new Skyrim.
Yeah,
it's gonna be on your Samsung fridge soon.
Elden Ring and Cyberpunk day one on the Switch too.
If you're boasting those two types of games, both games that have high demands in terms of like hardware power, especially Cyberpunk, because we saw what it was on old gen hardware. It was a PS1 game. It ran so shittily, and even on my high end PC at the time, it was running not so great. I think when it comes to the Switch 2, it may have inferior hardware compared to like a normal console. But as long as it can run those games at advertised frame rates and shit, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's the most important thing. If it can't do that, it's not worth the price.
Right. I agree. But I think we said this on this podcast before. I think a lot of times the main consumers of Switch, right? The main people who are buying Nintendo products. I'm just saying Nintendo products. They're not really like I never bought my Switch with the expectations to run fucking Call of Duty on it. It would have been nice, but I never bought these systems with the idea of going crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the people who are buying Nintendo Switches are kids, parents.
Yeah, like families and stuff.
It's
which is
very family orientated system. So it's like for people like me and you and the hardcore game, because I consider me you hardcore gamers. We're hardcore gamers. Well, not only do we do this shit for content and we stream and stuff, but we also, if we're not working or spending time with a significant other, we're gaming. This is our main hobby. This is what we love to do. So I consider us hardcore gamers. We're the only ones that are looking at this thing and be like, it's not as strong as my PS5 or my PC or whatever the case may be.
Right, yeah.
I think for me, it's okay with what I'm trying to do with it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm also
trying to tell you right now, too, how do you feel? I'm going to ask you this question. How do you feel about, they've already announced that Metroid Prime will be on the Switch 1, but it'll also be on Switch 2 as an upgrade. You'll be able to upgrade it.
Yeah, which you have to pay an
You'll
additional
buy it.
$30 for.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit. You know what I mean? Because that
But
got me
all
heated.
right. So let's go back to the hardware thing, right?
Right.
So for me, okay, again, I'm big on what you're advertising. If you advertise you can run this at 4K docked and 1080p 60 undocked, right? It better run like that, right? Because if I get it and it doesn't run like that, and again, I'm not going to compare it to a traditional console because it isn't a traditional console. It's a hybrid handheld console that you can dock and play on your TV as well. Like it's a very in terms of lack of a term I can figure out, it's very niche in terms of that. Like Nintendo has always been kind of like always trying to like engineer unique stuff, right? You had shit as successful as the Wii, and then the Wii U, which was not as successful, but the Wii U like paved the way for the Switch, and now we're getting what is considered a traditional console thing to happen, where we're getting a sequel or an addition to the Switch line because of how popular the Switch 1 was. So I think in terms of the hardware stuff, as long as it runs as advertised, I won't have an issue with it.
Exactly.
Now, in terms with the game pricing, this is where it's going to be weird.
Hold up. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's take it one step at a time. So
okay.
I liked your answer there, right? Let's again, we gotta let the listener know. Let's talk about the games that are going to be launching on the Switch, that are announced already. Give them the idea of that, and then we can talk about prices because we're going to go crazy. We're going to go crazy.
Okay.
All right. So Switch 2 is supposedly launching June 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Its big launch game will be Mario Kart World. All right. That's its big launch game. It's an open world Mario Kart game. It is literally open world Mario Kart. It looks really dope. I like the idea of it. It looks cool. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza that's coming in July 17th. We got the Dusk Bloods, which is the new From Software game that's coming in 2026. They got Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which is like their Astro.
That's their Wii Sports, and I think that you have to pay for that, even if it is just $6. Is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that comes on launch. We got Kirby Air Riders. If you don't remember Air Riders, that game was late back in
I don't think I've ever played it. I remember it. I've never played it.
We're getting a new Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment that comes out this winter. Drag X Drive, which is it looks like some racing basketball game.
It's a wheelchair game where you play wheelchair basketball, and I'm for it. It looks funny. Like it's just you have to use the mouse controls to do the wheelchair motion.
Oh, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
kind of cool.
It's like my reaction to it was I just laughed because it was like, damn, this is not what I was expecting to like the mouse control thing they advertised.
Yeah, that's kind of
I'm thinking
cool.
like in my brain rot first person shooter brain, I was like, oh, I can control first person games better now. It's like, no, I'll be able to use this wheelchair.
So
but it looks like a fun game.
Yeah, hell yeah, 100%. So the feature games that we're going to be getting are Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition, which is probably going to come with the DLC and stuff like that. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Cyberpunk, Street Fighter 6, Bravely Default, Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Hades 2, Borderlands 4 on release, Split Fiction, Yakuza 0, Hitman, and a 007 game that's supposed to be coming out.
Oh yeah, the 007 game.
A lot of these featured games will be coming out day one with the Switch. I already saw Cyberpunk, Street Fighter, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, and more are coming day one.
I also saw they kind of like stealth announced that Hollow Knight's sequel is coming out on that
it's coming
too.
To the Switch. Yeah, shit's crazy.
And I was like, I'm not too like I haven't played Hollow Knight at all, but I've heard of it and I've seen gameplay of it. And it looks fun. It's like a Castlevania like style game. It's just kind of funny to me that like apparently no one has heard any updates about the game. It just gets like silently announced at the direct for Nintendo. Like that's crazy to me.
Right. Like now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes, and then we can go on our long-winded rant. Right. Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. What this means is these These are games that are already on the Switch 1 that can be upgraded to the Switch 2, right? For an additional fee. It's not free.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in life is free. I mean, but they want to make sure that it's super not free, right? So we got Super Mario Party Jamboree, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and it comes with Jamboree TV. I don't know what the fuck that is. I own that game. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which we'll talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I have that. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That is the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which I own, which we are going to talk about that. Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And then it comes with Starcross World, whatever the fuck that is. Probably
it's a new DLC with a new story, so it's like an expansion.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which is going to have a Switch 2 edition, which makes me believe that it will be coming out on the Switch 1. Let me lead on this one, Unite, because I'm about to snap, I'm about to black out, right?
Okay.
PlayStation has already done this already. They've already done the same thing that they're trying to do. They've already done. You can upgrade your PS4 games to PS5 for it's usually like a $10 fee, right? It's usually like I'm waiting on what's that zombie game for PlayStation? There's a zombie game that everybody loves on the PlayStation.
There's a lot of them. You got to be more specific.
The one that everybody wants the sequel to. I gotta look it up.
Dying Light?
Nah,
no, it's multiplayer.
Zombie game for PlayStation.
Last of Us?
Nah, man, not Last of Us. What the fuck is that joint called, man? I can't think of it, man.
State of Decay is Microsoft,
that's PlayStation,
right?
Man. That's PlayStation. I mean, that's Xbox, yeah. Man, damn.
Yeah, I have no idea, dude.
PlayStation 4 coming to PS5. It should pop right up. Days Gone. It was the first one. Days Gone.
Oh, shit. That's an old one. Yeah, holy shit. I forgot all about that.
They got a remaster coming out in like a week or so that you can upgrade. If you own the original PS4 joint, you can upgrade it for $10. $10 to upgrade it. Fully remaster it. It'll run faster. It'll look better. Other things too. They did the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. It was $10 if you already owned it. They did the same thing with The Last of Us. It was $10 if you already owned it. I mean, $10 ain't bad for an upgrade. Some of them are free too. A lot of games they do the upgrade for free, like Cyberpunk did the PS4 to PS5 for free. I know Elder Scrolls did the PS4 to PS5 for free. I think Death Stranding did the PS4 to PS5 for free. So it's like certain games you have to pay for the upgrade. Some of them don't. $10 isn't bad.
Right.
My problem with Nintendo's pricing with this is, especially I heard Scarlet and Violet is going to be another game that you'll be able to upgrade to the Switch 2 edition.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that at all.
That is a game that I feel like they need to give to people who already own it and own a Switch 2. They need to give the upgrade out for free because that game is damn near unplayable on the Switch 1. So to charge people $30 to make it work is fucking insane. Like I have Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom runs fairly good on the Switch 1. It doesn't run optimally the way I would want it to run, right? Charging people $30 for an upgrade is insane. It is insane. It is insane, number one. Charging people $80, like this is the new norm, right? This is the new norm that they're trying to adopt now. They're trying to adopt. Everybody else is gonna follow now. I mean, I said it on Twitter.
Yeah, thanks, Sony.
Everybody's gonna follow. Sony started it. They say, hey, $70 games. Now everybody's doing $70 games. Certain games you can still get for $60. Like I seen Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 dropped for $60 on Steam and shit like that. Kudos to them. But a lot of games are dropping at $70. I know the Dynasty Wars on Steam.
A lot of games that aren't really worth $70 are dropping for $70. Is more or less what we should be saying.
Right. And it's like now Nintendo's going to push the envelope even more and say no.
And initially the argument was because of the tariffs, that's why they cost $70. But now because of the tariffs coming out, they might cost more because they pulled the pre-order. And look, I was gonna be the test dummy on this shit. I was gonna like pre-order the fucking console.
Me
I was
too.
gonna get a couple
Me
games.
too.
I wasn't gonna get Mario Kart. I have zero interest in Mario Kart.
You're tripping. That shit look crazy.
It looks
That shit
good
look
for like a
crazy.
racer game, but I'm not a race game kind of guy. Like I'll play it for like a week and then drop it. Like I'm not dropping $80 on that. I'm sorry. Even with the bundle,
Right.
I'm not dropping an extra 50 on it. I'll get some I want to actually play. But
Right.
as far as like when it comes to like the Switch 2, like I was prepared to beta test it. Now I'm not. I might be hesitant because if it's fucking $600 for this console, and again, it does stuff that the other consoles technically don't do, like being in handheld mode and everything.
Right.
But if the console itself and the games itself are like damn near $100 per game, and we're not even talking about GTA levels of quality, we're talking about you have your like decent RPG here, your decent Monster Hunter here, your decent like random third party game here, you know what I mean? And that's like all $70 or $80, and then possibly going to bump up to 90 because of the tariffs, bro. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Why am I?
Shit is cooked right now, dog. Shit is.
And they
shit
don't
is
do
cooked.
sales. They don't do sales like that.
Yeah,
When this
man.
shit's on sale, it's third party one off trash games that are like 80% off. They already cost like $8.
Yeah, man.
So I for one am like hesitant now. I'm keeping my eye on it, but I'm hesitant now because I don't want to contribute to the whole mass fucking like pricing. And like I said, people are gonna buy. Like I'm not like people comparing it to Switch 1. It's like it has micro, like its battery life is virtually the same to the original Switch that launched. Like it's 6 to 7 hours or something, like handheld form. I don't really care about that, right? I'm not going to be playing the game in handheld form for like 10 hours straight. I'm not. If people can do that, that's great. But like the more important is how the performance of it is.
Right.
But if it's anywhere close to $600 or even almost like it's already almost $500, but if it's anywhere close to $600, and then the games are almost 900 or not 900, 90 to $100, especially for first party titles, it might be a hard pass. They might actually have to lower prices because I think the average family. I don't think the average family is going to look at this console and go, "Damn, when did the Nintendo become so goddamn expensive?"
It's
you know
always
what I mean?
been
Why?
expensive, but I think they're gonna have to change too because again, like we're facing the issue this console's facing is a real world problem, kind of like the PS5 and the Xbox, with the scalpers and shit. That was a real world problem. I mean, because the semiconductors limited the amount of consoles that they could produce. So it was just like, like it was
that's just another problem on top of this expensive problem, because I almost forgot about that, because that was one of my main points when I was talking about it when I was streaming, is that scalpers are going to come in, and this is one of the reasons why I was like justifying my pre-order for the time being at that time when it was like $450 essentially, which I didn't think was a bad price for what it was. Is that scalpers are going to come in and raise the price 3 times that, like they did with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. More so with the PlayStation 5. Like PlayStation 5s are double or triple the price. They were $1,000 to $1,500 for one console, and half the time you got scammed because it was like rocks or a picture of an image or some stupid shit. So like and scalpers are a different issue altogether. Like they're just as bad as like cheating in the and competitive multiplayer games. Like they're just like on a next level of like, because I'm in the TCG kind of community. I rip Pokemon cards. Motherfuckers are fighting at Costco for Pokemon cards. I haven't even been able to get the last new set because of scalpers. They got Prismatic Evolutions for $170 for the ETB box.
Yeah, man,
it's normally crazy. Like $50 to $60. Like it's insane. It is literally insane that we're artificially inflating the value of these fucking products because some other jackass bought it, and now he's bought out the whole supply, and he's like, "Oh, well, I have everything." And it's like, bro, like I get supply and demand, but this is like it should literally be criminal. It literally should be a criminal. Man. Yeah, like if I did that, if I went to my local grocery store, bought out all the bread, dog, like I'm pretty sure that would be a problem to my local community. I'm just saying that. But like it's not that it's like on the same level because it's an entertainment product, but it's still like it's fucking annoying. It's just like stop. And I don't want an already artificially boosted price of games and consoles being crippled by the fact that we have people out here that are buying up all the physical consoles to play on these fucking games. And then, you know, you can't get one, can't even waste your money on a $90 game because you can't get the console because it's $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000 because someone bought up all the supply.
Right, man.
And I think Nintendo and other game industry people and entertainment industry in general that sells physical media or shit like that should keep that in consideration when pricing this shit. I really do. I think scalpers are going to become our new normal for the time being until someone actually does something about it legally in regulations and shit. But for right now, it's just got to just hope that like this shit is just not as fucked. That's all I can just say.
Yeah, man. I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, but I always love Nintendo games because they feed on a different type of nostalgia for me. They're usually just fun. Every time I play, yeah, like I think what Nintendo games always do is they just really hit on the fun factor. Like it's not all that extra bullshit, like all that live service shit we get in all these other games. Like a lot of like their games are just based on just having fun. Like, and a lot of them are based on having fun with like either a friend or whatever the case may be. And I've always liked that about Nintendo, and that's kind of what I liked about the Switch One. Like the Switch One was like to me was like the ultimate multiplayer console. Like you know, you can literally take the controller, split it in half, and now you can play co-op right off the bat with a lot of their games. And I've always liked that about the Switch. And it's like you can take it with you. Like remember, there used to be a time when we used to link up at Starbucks and play Mario Kart or play whatever we used to play in like Starbucks, or
Smash Brothers, or like
that was fun. I always liked that about the Switch. So that's a main selling point for me, and that's what I usually buy it for. Is like something for me and Rachel to just kind of kick back and hang out and play. Even though we don't really play like that, I wish we did. But you know what I mean, like and when they do make a good first party game, like they fucking hit, bro. Like Breath of the Wild was
like Donkey Kong's a game that I never think I would play, like even the old ones, and like the Bonanza one looks actually fun to play.
Yeah, like, man, like they really hit on fun factors. So it's like that was my driving force to like buy this joint day one. And the one thing that I did miss because I wanted to save it for this section is that they are finally giving me what I asked for with the Switch One, which is they're giving us the GameCube emulator. I mean, for Nintendo Switch Online, people who have the family plan, you can play GameCube games from the rip. They've already announced like Super Smash Brothers Melee, fucking Soul Calibur 2. We're getting Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which is a game I've always wanted to play, but it's like $200 something. You know what I mean? And
Jesus.
I have a GameCube, but I don't know if it works, and it's at my mom's house. I have the game, I just don't.
Yeah, and I think we might even get like what's it? Pokemon game that I've never played is Gales of Darkness.
Coliseum, yeah, Gales of Darkness, both of them.
Yep. I've never played that one. So I've wanted to play it since I was like young.
For me, they're giving me a lot of worth in the console itself. Like me just buying the console, I get what I want, which is the GameCube emulator. They slow drip games onto it too. Like they've done a really good job with the N64 emulator, the Game Boy Advance emulator.
There's also an extra fee with that we should mention too with that membership, right?
There is but I've already paid for it, so it doesn't matter. Like I have. Look, I'm gonna give y'all a free game. Get a family plan. Get 6 friends. Y'all literally play $15 a year for that shit. That's what I do. If you want to get on it, you get on that motherfucker. I mean, it's $15 a head. It's literally $15 a head.
Do you have to pay the whole thing from your account, or is it from each person?
So I will put you on the family plan, and then it'll just come off of my card. So you just cash at me the bread.
Oh, okay. So yeah, all right. That's what I figured what you were doing. Okay.
That shit's sweet, bro. That shit is the best deal you can get, man. $15 a head. And then now they got game sharing now. So if you're in a family plan, y'all can game share shit. So we don't even have to own. Like you could buy something like Gundar just bought Xenoblade Chronicles X, the remake joint. I can play that now. I don't have to buy it. I can play it now. You know what I mean? That's what I like. That's what I like about the family plan shit. You get like a lot of bang for your buck. But with all that aside, the main topic of this podcast was supposed to be the price of gaming is going up. It's going up right now, man. I mean, the inflation is real. Shit is real. We're constantly hearing that these games are underperforming and not hitting the mark because people aren't buying them. Number one, I think that's the real reason. That's the real reason. Y'all aren't making products that people
You're not
want
listening to the
buy.
consumers half the damn time.
Exactly. But I do think another part of it is for a lot of things is that these games are like full productions now. Like they're like almost in full productions like movies are. If not, they're more expensive than movies are. I mean, a lot of times.
Oh yeah, the gaming industry is more profitable than the movie industry. So like, and the music industry combined. So like, it's not that I don't think like. All right, so a lot of it has to do with mismanagement of the games that are being produced, right? Like you look at Concord, right? Not to beat on a dead game, but like its production was like something in the billions, right? Like almost. And it's like, why do you need that much, money to produce a kind of okay hero shooter that was getting hate on from the rip, right? Like it's almost like they didn't not like they'll like let certain people play it like kind of as like a slice of the audience they're going for, and then like go, oh, do you find the game industry interesting and stuff? Or they'll host an alpha and with an NDA, and they'll be like, hey, you can't talk about the game, but you can give us feedback here. You know what I mean? Like, do you think like a lot of them, and I know that game in particular probably suffered from it, like they just kind of like turned a blind eye to any type of criticism. Do you think it's just more or less like people just keep adding on bloat and shit that is not necessary to the game that they're trying to produce? Because
it's that. Yeah, I think it's that. I think
they
a lot
treated.
of times. Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
I just because I this kind of emphasizes the point. They treated that game like it was going to have like a multi-million-dollar universal franchise like Marvel. And so they had all these cinematics lined up to be produced. They had a secret level TV show to be produced. You know what I mean? Like they treated that game instead of like seeing if the game was going to be popular, like kind of how Overwatch had its cinematics, but it didn't have like, a full movie production or anything like that. Like it's and then it got really popular and people wanted that stuff, but then Blizzard fucked that up. But like it's just like, do you think it's more or less like they overshoot what they're trying to do, and then if because they get too confident in what they're trying to do, it messes up, like they spend too much money on it and then they never get that return on investment, which is why
I think
we get a lot of microtransactions that are overly priced.
I think a lot of times, like I'm like, give me a game.
Halo.
You want to use Concord as the example?
But I was using Concord as an example of like a failure of like mismanagement of funds and like a,
Just give me a game that you think we can hit on with this because
all right.
It's easy to tell. It's easy to tell.
Apex Legends.
That's a live service game. That's a free to play live service game. So at the end of the day, I think the thing with that is the barrier entry is as low as it could be. It's free. I mean,
okay.
The only thing you got to now get people to do to spend money in your game is to buy microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use a game for an example like I think of a game that has let's use that Immortals of Avium game. You remember that game? The EA game that they dropped. The EA dropped that game. All right. I thought that was a good example because that was a game that had a huge budget for no reason. It was a new IP. It was a brand new IP being published by EA from a studio we've all probably never heard of. Again, I think the thing is it had a huge budget, which was the problem because again, the game looked immaculate. The game looked great. Beautiful game. Ran on a great engine, I think. But I think the problem is like we need to get back to making games like that, like Immortals of Avian, right? Like a B tier game, but just bring the production value all the way. Not the production value.
See, we don't need like I feel like games have peaked
game
with
doesn't need to
graphics.
cost $100 million, bro. It shouldn't cost you $100 million to make certain games, dog. Like
Okay.
these games don't have to be games that last forever, man. Like you can make a quick hit, get your money back on investment, and just do something else with that, right? Like I think Capcom does a really good job with that, right? And not to dick ride Capcom because I'm doing a lot of dick riding right now, but Capcom does that, right? Like
Capcom fail right here.
They'll have their flagship game drop that whatever year it is, and then they'll drop like smaller games in between. You know what I mean? Like usually like a remaster or something like small. Like last year they dropped the game Kunitsugami. If you heard of that game, that was like the game that was like all about food and shit. It was like a really small game. It was on Game Pass. You know what I mean? It probably flew under a lot of people's radar. But like if that game was successful or not, it really didn't hurt Capcom as a company because they had other games that they were riding on. They had Resident Evil that they were just flying off of, that sold really well for them, I'm presuming.
Right. And then
they went into this year with Monster Hunter. So it's like, the sky's the limit. They could drop a game like, I don't know if you remember this game from back in 2011. They dropped a game called Remember Me, which was like
oh yeah, I remember that.
It was like a new IP for them. They can afford to do that now. They have the money to drop a game like that. And if it doesn't do well, okay, cool. We made our money. We're still doing okay because we have Monster Hunter carrying us. Now let's flip to let's flip to Warner Brothers, right? Let's flip to Warner Brothers, right?
Okay, yeah, I was waiting for this.
They just had a phenomenal hit with Hogwarts Legacy. Phenomenal hit. Great game. Huge success. That game sold crazy. So they could afford to take L's on certain games, right? They could afford to take an L on Multiverses, right? Multiverses probably didn't hurt them because they made a lot of money off of Hogwarts Legacy. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay.
And side note, Multiverse's initial launch was way super popular than its relaunch.
Yeah. And it was free to play.
Go on.
The barrier to entry was as low as it could be. But then they dropped an absolute stinker, which was fucking Suicide Squad. That cost them also a lot of fucking money to produce. So it's like they kind of almost made out even. If I'm no analyst, but I feel like they probably came out somewhere even now because they had a great success with Hogwarts Legacy, and then they really tanked with Suicide Squad, man.
So the question is,
get people to buy that game for free, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
honestly, I like me talking because I talk so much shit about it. Yeah, it never looked fun to me, like at all. But that being said, we can compare that to a recent game that came out like Repo, or even a one-man operation like Lethal Company or Schedule 1, which was only made by one dude.
Yeah.
So the question is, you have these games that are relatively unknown, like these developers are not known. They mainly platform on Steam, make these crazy big hits. And I know you're like, it's a trend, but they've made probably close to what a lot of, these AAA publishers are trying to make back in the span of a week. And for them, they hit the lottery, but like their investment in that game probably was like, I don't know, like if we're talking like Lethal Company is probably like, hundreds of hours of time. And, like since all the assets are being made by one dude, I think they got maybe like $10,000 worth of like designing shit and like doing and getting the arts made and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they definitely made way more than they probably put into that game. And so we can see these indie hits get like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from people because they're cheap to buy. And two, people still keep coming back and playing them. Right. And a lot of time they update the game for free. They don't usually drop, cosmetics and stuff. So they've made their money and more off these games. the question is, why can't, you know, AAA developers,
EA, Warner Brothers. I think the problem is
all of them, all of them,
again,
why can't they
again,
be more
our
efficient with their
initial
own game budgets?
right. Our initial conversation earlier when I was talking about, hey, I don't want to follow the trends, wasn't saying like, yo, these games are ass. It was just
Right.
me knowing. It was me knowing what these games are gonna do for me and my content. I know what they're gonna do. I'm gonna play them once and never play them again. With
Hmm.
that being said, we can't forget Power World. Power World, I think people saw being like a success, but they didn't see it being the success that it was. Power World took over last January. It took over. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I think the thing is with these bigger um studios is I think a lot of them they play too much into analytics. They play too much into analytics. Again, like I think I hit it a lot on Call of Duty. Like you do know that a lot of these studios, a lot of these companies, these big companies, they do a lot of research on the human mind and how to
Oh yeah.
manipulate, your playtime, how to get your engagement to be the highest that it can be. It doesn't matter if you play once a week. We want you to play that once a week for as long as we possibly can get you to play. I mean, if you're having a bad time, what are you going to do? You're going to turn the game off and go play something else, right? But if I can keep you invested in the game and on the game as much as possible, right? I've done my job. And
Mhm.
a lot of the problem that we see now with the big, and no pun intended, the apex of the gaming
Eh,
sphere right now is the biggest games right now are all free to play games that have been around for 5+ years now. Fortnite, Apex, Call of Duty. Those are
I
the
mean, to be
big
fair,
three.
one of those
Grand
was
Theft
released
Auto.
last year, and that was Marvel Rivals.
Well, and then we got a new anomaly into the picture, right?
Yeah.
Cool, right? All of those games have the barrier of entry, which is free, right? And then they all do it. They all do practices that just try to keep you on the game and invested in the game as much as possible. I know people who will never quit Apex or Fortnite just off of the strength that they have spent thousands on it. That game is now worth more than any other game they can buy now. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It doesn't matter if the new game that you're trying to get them into is free to play. They spent $1,000 in fucking Fortnite. They're not gonna ever stop playing Fortnite. They're never gonna stop, bro. You know what I mean? So like, that's the thing now. That's the thing that everybody's doing. That's the new trend, man. I mean, is everybody's trying to like you seen Ubisoft do it with XDefiant. We're gonna make this free to play shooter, but we're gonna go against the grain a little bit. We're not gonna have skill based matchmaking. So we're gonna bring it back to what it used to be. But the problem with XDefiant was it was just everything about the foundation of that game was just broken. It
Yeah,
was
just
broken. It
it
wasn't
lacked a
good
lot of
enough. It
stuff.
wasn't good enough. It just wasn't
Yep.
good enough. I think the problem is now like the trend says the best games right now are all live service games. So all of these big companies are making live service games because that's the trend. But the problem is, how the fuck do I get, and I'm just using an example here, my friend Ninja Wolf off of fucking Apex when he's got 3,000 hours in the game and he's got $3,000 in the game. I can't get him off of that game. He will never get off of that game. I introduce him to my son of Wilds. He plays it more than he plays Apex Legends now, but he
Good.
still plays Apex Legends. He still spends money on Apex Legends. He still actively gives Apex Legends something to contribute to the overall metric of we've had this many players log in for this month and spent this amount of money this month. That's what
Hmm.
these companies care about. So that is the metric that they follow. They look at I know they look at these smaller games and they look at it like this. That was a cool quick hit. Where is that game going to be in November? You know what I mean? Where is that
Hmm.
game going to be in December? Yeah, y'all just made $1 million off of that shit, but we want $30 million off of this shit. Their expectations are so much higher. Like, look at Square Enix, dog. Square
Hmm.
Enix makes banger after 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 banger. And every game that they drop, they always say it underperformed. Final Fantasy 16 underperformed. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth underperformed. All of their games underperform because they set the bar so goddamn high because the production values for these games are just crazy. They're out the door. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So with all that being said, we kind of strayed from the main conversation. The
Not
problem
really.
that
It's
a lot
still in
of
the realm
people,
of it.
the main problem a lot of people have with Nintendo is they feel as though a lot of their games don't take a lot to produce. They don't take a lot. They're very minimalistic when it comes to you know making their products, right? But then they're the first one out the door to say, "Yo, we want $80." They did the same thing with Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet was a $70 game for what? Like the game ran like shit. I mean, the
Mhm.
game ran like fucking shit. It wasn't. No, that game wasn't. I still believe that Switch games should have been like $50,
Yeah.
$60 maybe. But like you charging somebody $80 for this shit is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking crazy, dog. You know what I mean? But again, as I said on Twitter, as I said on stream, I'm not saying we just gotta shut up and eat the food that's put in front of us. I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you the same thing I've always told y'all. Come to people like me and Eknight and other sources that you'll follow on YouTube and stuff like that. Get our opinions on it because we're going to buy it most likely. I mean, I like to buy these things and do these things so I can be one of the people and be the voice to talk about it for my community. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
the
let
people
us waste our money on some of this
let us
bullshit
waste
for
our
you
money.
guys.
You know what I mean, let me buy Concord so you don't have to. You know what I mean? Let me buy Suicide Squad so you don't have to. You know what I mean? I can make content off of it, and at the end of the day, kind of validate my purchase through there. You know what I mean? Same thing with your favorite YouTubers that you watch. Let us be the people to buy these things. You know what I mean? But if something doesn't interest you, just don't buy it, don't play it, move on, man. Be picky with your wallet because at the end of the day, like I said, gaming is a luxury. It is a it is a luxury. It's always has been, always will be. Gaming was expensive when we were kids. We were just kids. We didn't know it. Our parents didn't have the money to. No, the fucking original PS2 was like $250, $200. I mean, that was expensive for back in the day, though. That was a
That
lot
is
of
true. I feel like if we
there's a lot of
check the
fucking
inflation
money,
rates on
man.
that, it's probably something similar to what the Switch is launching
Yeah,
to.
that was
But
a lot of fucking money, dog. That was a lot of money to
$200
do.
got you a full cart of groceries back then.
Yeah,
Think
man.
about that.
Like we
That's a
we
lot
can't
of that's a
sit
lot of potato chips.
we can't sit here and say gaming is expensive now. Gaming has always been expensive. It's always been. It's just now things are starting to kind of adjust a little bit more for its time period. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I fucking hate it. I'm definitely going to be cutting the games that I'm buying in fucking half. But that's why we
Yep.
have great services like Game Pass. You know what I mean? Don't just buy Game Pass, $20. You have a huge library, bunch of games that come out day one. The new Doom is coming out day one. You don't have to
I
spend
can't wait for
$70
Doom.
on it. You know what I mean? Like I said, bro, like just just understand that, man. Gaming, I feel like the pandemic has opened up gaming to so many different people that a lot of people just don't understand that the PS3 dropped in 2008 or 2007 at like $600. It was the most
Yeah, that shit was
expensive
crazy to
console
me even
of
then.
all time. But it was
Yeah,
because of
that
what
was
was in it.
wild.
It was because of what was in it. It was a Blu-ray player. Blu-ray players at the time were super expensive. They were crazy expensive. They were not cheap, dog.
I
So
don't
they
think I've
had
ever
these.
used a Blu-ray in my fucking life. That's the thing.
Yeah, man. The Blu-ray generation kind of came and went, man. It's the norm now because again, that technology is accessible now. Like if you have a PS4, you have a Blu-ray player. PS4 is a Blu-ray player. I mean, it plays Blu-rays. I mean, the last
Mhm.
system to use DVDs was a 360. After that, we're in this new
We're
era.
in the
Everything,
digital era.
yeah. So it's just like
Or like,
again,
yeah, even the Switch, some of the Switch physical copies are going to be digital. So like, it's like if I'm paying 90 again, I'm confused on that a little bit because people are saying like you're paying 90 for physical editions, but if I'm paying 90 for a physical card and it's not on the card, I have to download it still, and I can't use it until I download it. And I like, again, if I don't have internet connection, like I can't play the game until I do.
Man.
So like, why am I paying an extra $10 to kind of keep myself? I feel like that's like more of like a anti-consumer, like, hey, buy it digital now. Like, don't buy game cards anymore. We're tired of producing them, like type thing.
I think this is gonna further push the agenda of getting rid of physical media. And I don't like that because I love my physical media. I love
I do
buying
too.
games physical. So I'm kind of
Even as a
upset
PC
at this
player.
move. Yeah, I'm kind of upset with this move that it's gonna happen, dog. It's gonna happen. They just introduced this new price point, and people have said okay to it, and now Sony's gonna do the same thing. Microsoft's
Yeah,
gonna do the
Sony,
same thing.
possibly Xbox.
PC's gonna do the same thing. I mean, they're all gonna do the same thing. Not
with PC.
Y'all said the same thing with the $70.
No, it's still true. It's still true because Elden Mose was not fucking $70.
Select games weren't $70, but at the end of the day, it came down to like I said, Dynasty Warriors. That's not a PlayStation exclusive. That's not a Microsoft exclusive. That was a $70 game with Steam.
That's
I was
crazy.
kind of mad behind that shit.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. That's like a B movie,
that's
B monster movie
do.
type game. Like it's goofy.
That's usually what I do, bro. Like if I feel like a game ain't worth the $70, I go buy it on Steam for $60. I mean, I save myself $10, but it's becoming to that point where it's like, hey, man, like they all doing the same shit, dog. So it's like the price point carries no matter what. It's going to take Steam a little bit longer to adopt, probably, like it was back in 2020, 2021, but it's going to happen, dog. It's just going to happen. And it's like,
it's just terrible that it's happening.
Exactly. Just be careful what you buy. You don't have to, and that's the thing I've been trying to tell everyone. You don't have to fucking buy these games day one. You don't have to buy them day two. You don't have to have all these fucking games, bro. Just take a second, relax, watch your favorite YouTuber. Come watch me play. Come watch Eknight play. Come watch somebody play it, and then get your opinion based on that, and then move forward from there, dog. Just be a little bit more conscious. Even I have become more conscious of what I buy. I would not be buying another Suicide Squad ever again. Yeah, I mean,
bro, you were coping hard with that in the beginning too. You're like, man, it's not that bad. It's all right.
It really wasn't. It wasn't as bad as what the grifters was trying to paint it to be. Like people were really trying to say that game was like a 1 out of 10. Like it's not that bad, bro. It is at most like a 4 or 5 out of 10.
It is funny what people will say. What is a 1 out of 10, and it's like usually a mid-range game, and I'm like, well, this is like an IGN 7. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't think I've ever played a 1 out of 10 in my life, dog. Honest to God, because a game like that, like you'll know it's bad. You'll know.
But you played Concord though.
I didn't think Concord was bad. I thought Concord was like a 5.
Yeah, but it's dead now, so it must be 1 out of 10.
It's a 0 now, but I mean, like, it's dead. But I don't think I've ever played. I think the lowest I've ever played of a game was probably like, I think Suicide Squad was like that game. Like that game was like, I couldn't wait to beat it. It was so fucking terrible. I think
you're ready to be done with it. That's another thing. Games that start off strong and then you just like once you get to like a certain point, you're just like, I fucking want this to be over.
Yeah, like I didn't play all those games like Road to Hell and shit like that. Like I see games like that and I'm like, oh yeah, like that game's horrible.
But you can tell it's garbage.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like who the fuck's playing Metal Arms glitching the system, dog? Who the fuck's
fucking Metal Arms glitching the system? Dog, are you ready to play the Rod again? Let's go. Is that on GameCube Game Pass? Let's go.
But that's a game I always bring up to people when I say, like, when we were kids, bro, we were just playing whatever, dog. Like, we didn't give a fuck. Like, the game was fun. The game was fun because at the end of the day, we couldn't afford to just go buy another one. We're stuck with that shit. We had to play that shit.
I don't know, man. We played Star Fox Assault multiplayer. That was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
That game was gas. That game's like an 8 out of 10.
Tanks and shit. Like, I'm surprised they didn't keep going with that. What the fuck?
Yeah, man. But yeah, that ends the Nintendo part of the podcast, man. I'm still en route to buy the Switch just because I don't want to have to. My mindset is I don't want to have to. When I finally want to get it, it's too late. like it's already being scalped.
It's been scalped, and now you got to pay $3,000. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's where my head is at right now, because that's like, I feel like that's the thing that people don't really consider anymore. They always forget about it until it fucking happens. Is like the scalpers come out. Like I kick myself for not getting that Prismatic Evolutions box from the Pokemon Center website, because now it's $170 on Amazon, and local game stores are gonna match the reseller prices so they can make money too. So it's like until they do a refresh, I'm like, shit, I'm like sitting here waiting.
Yeah, shit's crazy, bro.
And that's just for something, for unopened card products. Like it's not even like any of the hits that I actually want, which are like 3 times the price.
And I'll say this, man, if you're watching the video version, on YouTube, let us know in the comments down below, man. Will you be picking up the Switch 2? And if not, or if you are, let us know why. I mean, and what games you're going to be getting.
Let us know in the comments if Derek is right and we should bring back the Nazis.
Yeah, please let us know, man. We need to bring that shit back, man. In video games. Video games.
My guy's gonna get clipped so fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, this shit's crazy. We got 3 news articles that we're gonna slide through real quick for y'all, and then we're gonna close this, because these are kind of important. These are kind of important. So we talked about Ubisoft earlier. We're gonna bring it up again, man. Ubisoft sold some of its big IPs to Tencent for $1.2 billion. Now, they don't own it. Tencent doesn't own it. They own the rights to these IPs for a subsidiary that can make these games for them. And those games include, I know it's Assassin's Creed was one of them. Rainbow Six is one of them. Far Cry, and I think there's another one. Is it Watch Dogs? I think it's just those three.
As far as I know, it's just those 3.
Yeah.
So the thing is with that, apparently it's against, as far as what I've read, like the investors are not happy about that at all. Like the people that back the company Ubisoft.
That's why the stock went down, because one, you're selling to Tencent. Y'all know, we know what Tencent does right now. All right. Tencent is one of the big Chinese companies that make a lot of mobile.
They own Fortnite.
Slop. Yeah, they own Fortnite. They do a lot of shit. So if you think Ubisoft games are in a bad state right now, they're gonna be probably in a worse state. Because that Assassin's Creed Jade game, that mobile game that they've been working on, they've never officially canceled it. So I know Tencent's got it now, because Tencent loves mobile games, and I know that game's coming out.
Yeah, they're gonna milk that shit hard.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Ubisoft's got and this is from The Verge. I got to start letting y'all know that we're getting our sources from. Ubisoft's $4 billion carve out sells Tencent a 25% stake in some of its biggest games. These games include Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, man. So yeah, they got $1.3 billion for 25% stake in these games, man. And we just kind of got to see. We kind of got to see what they do with them. I'm expecting a lot of mobile trash. I know we're getting a lot of mobile trash. That Tom Clancy Rainbow Six mobile game. Remember, they were supposed to make Siege a mobile game. It never came out, so I know they have that now too. Yeah,
I thought they canceled that.
Nah, they're not canceling that, dog. You understand? In China, I just saw a phone the other day. They got a phone in China that is literally the power of a PC. It's literally a PC in a mobile phone. Like, that's the type of phones they got over there in China, dog. Like, those people play games on phone all the time. Like, that's their main.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love how, like, back in the day, if you played a mobile game, like, where you're not a gamer really, you're just kind of like just a person passing
and shit.
Yeah, and now it's like you got console games on there, and it's just like kind of crazy.
Well,
how phones have evolved.
Yeah, it's the way shit's moving forward. It's fucking crazy. But I digress. We kind of gotta look into that a little bit more. So stay tuned to the podcast. We'll let you know if anything else comes from that. We got another article about some things being sold right now. We've got Pokemon Go has been sold to the owners of Monopoly Go, which is
Oh
Scopely,
god.
which is
Yeah.
I think a
Uninstall it.
Middle Eastern company. They sold it for $3.5 billion. So they sold, god damn, they sold one game for the price of like
So
kind of three. I mean,
yeah, so here's the thing with that. I think the last I heard about Pokemon Go, they had a little bit of issues. Like they were having a lot of issues. Um like events and stuff and having people having to
yeah,
pay for stuff and shit. So I
yeah,
think they kind of just were like, you know what? It's not like we've invested a
right,
lot of time in
right,
the game. We've made a shit ton of money. Let's make some more and then move on to the next project cuz they
right.
doesn't Niantic also make the Monster Hunter and Hogwarts
Monster
games
Hunter
too?
now shit. Yeah, I think the thing is now with Niantic, like I watched the interview on YouTube. I watched something on YouTube about it. And they were saying like kind of what you just said. Like they kind of made their money off of Pokemon Go. It was cool, but I think like the Pokemon Go community, because I play Pokemon Go still to this day. Like I play it pretty
I jump
daily.
back in and on from time to time.
Like I play it like almost like every other day. Like
Play
if I
that
remember.
TCG game like crazy though. You know,
Yeah, I
my
play
pulls are
that too.
crazy.
Oh my god, dude, I pull
Yeah,
fast,
yeah,
bro.
you
I pull
understand.
fast.
Yeah, everyone used
Yeah,
to make fun of me for buying Pokemon cards, and now everyone's a part of the problem.
yeah, but uh, I think they kind of just made their money from it, and it was like the community for Pokemon Go is like really fucking. Like I'm in a lot of like Discord groups for Pokemon Go for like my area and shit like that. Like the
hmm
people are like really fucking annoying. Like I hate dealing like the last time I pulled up to like an event for Pokemon Go was probably like 2-3 years ago. Like I used to pull up to like this park religiously because I was in like a
hmm
group for it, and it was like they were literally playing events. They're like, "Yo, like we're gonna get like all these people to come through." We're gonna. It was a park with literally like 6 gyms in it. Like it was crazy. It was like 6 gyms in this park, and we would just go crazy. Like we would take all 6 gyms. We would do the little raid events, all types. It was crazy. It was fun, good times. But yeah, like just the community's kind of annoying. So I get like them wanting to sell the property. They made their money off of it. Let Scopely have it. I don't know if hopefully they just kind of let the game be as it is and just kind of take over.
Nah,
Maybe
they're gonna
add a few
monetize it
more
to hell.
micro. Yeah, I know they're gonna monetize the hell, but the game to me is already monetized to hell. Now it's
Yeah,
like they're gonna
whatever it is now,
monetize
it's
it to
gonna be
hell even
worse.
more because you got like raid passes now. Like the new thing with raid passes, they're not new. They've been out for a while now, but it's like you
They got
can
remote
literally do
rate
a raid.
passes too,
Yeah, you can do a raid anywhere now. Like you can be in your home and like
which
do
I
a
don't think
raid.
is like a bad thing, but like
Yeah, but
you
they're kind of
know, it's
expensive. They're like $3 a piece, man. If you lose
yeah,
a raid, you
yeah.
gotta buy it again. Like the shit's crazy. So I don't know. Hopefully they just take over and it doesn't go to shit. Because if it does go to shit, I will be uninstalling. We still got Monster Hunter now though, which is a really good game. I play that probably every day. I like that game
Oh, really? All right. I haven't met anyone that's actually like played it. So like
a lot. Yeah.
I compared to Wilds, I don't think I'll play it at all, to be honest. But
Yeah. All right. Next, we got Spectre Divide shuts down after just 6 months, man. After 6 months, Shroud shuts down. Shroud's Spectre Divide game shuts down 6 months after its launch, man.
hmm
This was a game, and this article comes from Dextero. This game was a game I really liked. I really fucking liked it. I played a good amount of it. I probably got like I want to say like 10 hours on it on PC and maybe like 10 of it on console because it just came out on console like a month ago. Like it literally just came out on console a month ago and I think
hmm
they just killed the game. Like the game, I don't think you can play it anymore. Spectre Divide went live September 3rd. Now half a year later, developers at Mountaintop Studios have announced the game is being taken offline. I'm trying to see the date. Announced March 12th. Spectre Divide is officially going offline as season one launch failed to achieve the level of success needed to sustain the game and keep Mountaintop afloat. Um, They had roughly 400 players when the game launched, and now they have a peak concurrent player base of 10K across all platforms. It wasn't enough to meet the demand. They're going to be shutting the game down. I'm trying to look for the date. When's the date? Oh, within the next 30 days. And all money
I knew it was
spent for
soon.
season one. Yeah, all money spent for season one will be refunded to everybody. So the game will be dead April 12th. April 12th is the next 30 days because they announced it on March 12th. So April 12th. So make sure you go play Spectre Divide one last time. I really like that fucking game. I think the problem was they took too long to drop the console port, and I think that game felt really fucking good on console. Like really fucking good on console. That game.
I think it's
that
also
game would've
kind of like one of
dominated.
those more niche games too. You
Yeah,
know?
it was the format for a first person shooter. So I disagree with that. Like it's a search and destroy concept. Search and destroy.
Yeah, but it's also like you
but
could take
instead of
control of two separate characters at the same
yeah,
time. It was
but
like its whole
I don't
gimmick.
think I think once you got the hang of it, it wasn't that bad. It was literally Valorant with better shooting, in my opinion, because Valorant has weird recoil patterns that you have to learn for each game. And you can't move and shoot in that game. You have to stand still and shoot in that game.
You
Where
gotta
in
like
this
slow
game,
down.
you can strafe and shoot and fucking, Spectre Divide. And as long as you can control the recoil of your gun, you're fine. It's more like a Call of Duty. I just think that the only thing about it is that you had to learn the sponsors, which was like your perks that you get for yourself, and then that you control two characters and where you place those your character or your body that you're not in at the time. You have to learn where to place it so you can be in control. I mean, I really like the premise of that game, but apparently a lot of people didn't, and the game died. And I just from one of the directors, he said all of us knew from the beginning that the odds were against us, but that's what we signed up for. It was never a surefire bet. We did it anyway, and I kind of like that statement. I kind of like that statement. Like,
Yeah, it was a worthwhile investment. They probably learned something for the next time they try and do something new.
yeah, man. Hopefully, we get like a split gate situation where it's like they come back with everything they learned from this game and just kind of
well,
push
all
that
right.
forward.
I mean, like, yeah, I hope that happens too with them. But I think the difference with Splitgate is that it was like, besides being free to play, it was like actually like wildly successful when it came out.
Yeah,
Like it had a good consistent player base all the way through season one, and then the devs were like, you know what, we made our money, we're done.
yeah.
And then I guess they came back.
I'm trying to see if the studio is shutting down. I don't think the studio is shutting down. So
No, that I think everyone assumed they made their money and like left, and the entire time they've been working on Splitgate too.
okay, no, I'm talking about
For Shroud's game.
yeah, Spectre Divide.
I mean, there's a good chance it'll shut down after the game ceases development.
Yeah, we'll see.
Stops being live.
It's a shame, but hey, man, this is where we at in this digital age, bro. This is where we at, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but yeah, man, Spectre Divide is gone, man. It's gone, man. RIP to another real one. And then we got another game that might be joining it soon. This is our last article before we close this one out. A game y'all may remember me streaming back in the day when it first came out. The First Descendant is now performing below expectations for Nexon. This article comes from Forbes. A lot of people liked the First Descendant when it first came out. It was like a weird mixture between like Destiny and like a gotcha game and all these other different games. It was like Warframe and Destiny put together, but like to me, it was like all of the worst things put together.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I liked it, but I just felt like it was too grindy. Like I have a lot of time put in that game. I probably have like 30, 40 hours, and I still haven't beat the story. Like that just goes to show you how like grindy the game is and shit. Like
I just don't like the gameplay.
The gameplay was like it wasn't that good either because like all the enemies, like you just blow the enemies the fuck away. Like the enemies were easy. At least
I think it had ass. I think it had good assets.
Yeah. Yeah, like the minions that you fought, like the ads and shit for like bosses. They took nothing to kill. It was like 2 shots, they were dead. I haven't checked the game out since season 1. I know they're in like season 3 now. So maybe I'll pop back on and see because I do like the game. I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10 or like a 7 out of 10. It was like one of those things. Like I didn't think it was like the worst game I played, but
Mhm.
it was just okay. But apparently it's not doing good. So like I don't know. Like this article when I read it, it didn't say anything about it. Like yo, it's the game's gonna be shut down or anything like that. But I definitely think you should slow down on those purchases. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying,
Yeah.
all those bikini outfits and stuff, because they've been doing good with the one thing I gave that game, and I said it from the beginning, is there's so much shit you want to buy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I spent $0 in that game, and I'm glad I did. I've spent $0 in First Descendant, but like it was really hard not to buy shit in that game, bro. It was hard. I fought the urge a lot because a lot of the skins look good, man. There's a lot of ass, there's a lot of titties. I mean, I like that shit. I like that shit. I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner. I mean, so just letting y'all know, some of these free to play titles, they're just not, they're not sustaining. Especially, and it's weird with this one because Nexon does a really good job with their free to play games. Like Maple Story's been going on for like a millennium now. I mean, Nexon does a really good job of kind of again, it's a Korean gaming studio, so they're really good at like, you know, um appeasing to their audience over there, stuff like that. I know this game is coming out to mobile soon, so we may see like a good shoot up once that game goes to mobile because they love mobile games over there. So who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? What do you think, man? What do you think? I know you really like the First Descendant.
Uh,
One of your favorite games of last year.
yeah, but it's not Halo.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Halo.
I just always thought it wasn't good enough. Like everything that it did, it was cool. Like I personally would take this game over Warframe, and I know a lot of people would kill me for that statement because it was cool. Warframe is a game that's been out for like 10, 12, 10, 12 years now, and it's still thriving, it's still doing really great, still getting constant updates and new content. But
Mhm.
I just think Warframe, I'm so far behind for me to catch up. It's like I gotta be a Warframe streamer, and I don't have.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing with a lot of Destiny 2 players trying to start out. They feel like there's too much for them to do or too much to
Yeah,
catch up on, or if they've
yeah.
already
Same
missed out
thing.
during the peak moments that the community had.
Yep,
So,
yep. Same thing with Final Fantasy 14. Like I would love to play Final Fantasy 14. I would love to play that game, but what stops me is like that game just got too much going on, dog. That game got too much going on. So
mhm.
I don't know, man. But yeah, that's how we feel, man. That's how we feel about that. And that's our last article. That's all we got. This has been a long ass fucking podcast. But
Yeah.
I think this was necessary because we had a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. We haven't had a podcast in like 3 weeks, so this would be good. We probably won't have another gaming podcast for like a month, maybe even longer. Kids on the way. I know the next podcast we plan to do is going to be a music podcast with me and Warren and a couple of guys. So we're going to be doing that. So yeah, this is a good podcast. Hopefully, we covered all bases. I feel like we yapped a lot. Um, you got anything to say? Because I know you late for stream. I'm late for stream.
Oh yeah, I'm late for stream for sure. Yeah, dude. I gotta take a shit, so let's wrap this up. Yeah,
All right.
it's
And I got
time
to
to
get
go.
something to eat. Yeah, I got to get something to eat to start this podcast up. So, guys, as always, make sure you guys check out the links down below. Um, check out our podcast. Check out our fucking Twitch links, all that stuff. Go follow us on Twitch. Check out our streams. We give you all a lot of content on and off air, stuff like that. So, yeah, man. See you guys on the next one. This has been a great podcast. Hope you enjoy. And I bring back Nazis in video games.
Bro.
Video games, dog. Like, please, man. Like, can we stop
Jesus
sugarcoating
Christ.
shit and bring them back, man? Bring them back.
All right,
I
all right.
love
End the
y'all, man.
recording. End the recording.
Peace.
End it.